This is KWRM, Cucamonga, California, 1370 AM radio.
It's time for Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball. Brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Pepsi, Laughlin's Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, Carl Buddick, Galliano Winery, California Department of Conservation, Red Roof Inn, Fast Frame, Southern California Housing, and by Yellowbrook USA. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the Anaheim Angels. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball.
Again, everybody, this is Jason Anaforian with our studio coordinator tonight, John Souter. Quakes baseball is on the radio for your listening enjoyment as the Anaheim Angels Class A affiliate, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, meet up with the San Diego Padres California League affiliate, the Lake Elsinore Storm. As the Storm take the field behind David Hawley, tonight will be the deciding game in the season series, and what an entertaining and just an exciting season series it has been to watch and call this year between these two ball clubs. 13 games apiece as we head into the 27th and final game between these two ball clubs. The Quakes come into the ball game after splitting last night's doubleheader. The Quakes have a 2.5-game advantage on the Lake Elsinore Storm in the California League wild card race coming into tonight. David Pauly on the mound, Dominic Woody for the Quakes. Pauly will face a Quakes lineup. Let's get right into it. Bobby Meacham's lineup tonight has Reggie Willits leading off, and Reggie Willits is back in center field. Batting second is Eric Ibar. Ibar is the shortstop hitting second. Carlos Duncan, the designated hitter, will hit third. David Gates in left field will bat fourth. And Michael Napoli hits fifth. He'll catch. Jared Abruzzo at first base. He'll hit sixth. Adam Paskovich, the third baseman, bats seventh. DJ Weed, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Jason Sugden hitting ninth in right field. Willits, Ibar, Duncan, Gates, Napoli, Abruzzo, Paskovich, Weed, and Sugden. We'll get to the Lake Elsinore Storm lineup in the bottom half of the first inning. The Storm in need of a win going into last night's game, too. They did win the ball game, and if you're doing some wishful thinking for the Storm standpoint, a win tonight brings them back to within a game and a half, and then a win tomorrow at High Desert, as the Quakes will have tomorrow off, could make it a one-game lead for the Quakes. A win tonight for the Quakes, they're up 3.5, and at the very worst, headed to Tuesday, 3 up. And so there is a lot riding on this ball game as David Pauly, the right-hander, 6-11 on the year, a 4.25 ERA. He winds and throws, and the first pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. We are underway tonight at 6:06 here at the Diamond. Blue skies above. The pitcher's mound already in the shadows as the next pitch to the plate. Willits swings and lets a pop-up foul and out of play, and the count is 0-2. For Reggie Willits, he has hit leadoff 59 times this year. The most anybody has led off for the Quakes this season was 60, and that's Ibar, who is batting second tonight. The next pitch to Willett swung on and missed, strike 3, and he is out on strikes. One man down here in the top half of the first. Willett, who has been hitting the ball well since he left the leadoff spot, comes into the ballgame hitting .289 with 5 home runs and 47 RBIs. So a strikeout by Willett against David Pauly, and the batter now is Eric Ibar. Switch hitter, batting left-handed, and Pauly throws. The pitch is outside, and the count is 1-0. The Storm in their home white jerseys, white tops, white pants, the Quakes, and the road grays tonight. Here's the windup by Pauly. Next pitch to the plate, swung on and missed to Ibar, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. So Willis strikes out swinging to start the ball game. Ibar with a 1-1 count. Ibar stands up in the box on the season, hitting .334. The next pitch swung on, reached, and bounced to second. Lima plays back from the sunshine. He fields and throws over to first in time to get Ibar for the second out. There is a stark contrast on the field between the shadows and the sunshine right now. The pitcher, David Pauly, throwing to his catcher, Andres Pagan. They are both in the shadows, as the shadow from the press box in the suite level has extended onto the field and is covering most of the infield grass. Here's the pitch now to Carlos Duncan, swung on, hit to left. Nakanopi going back, turning, looking, it hits at the base of the wall, right below the .380 marker, and Duncan's around first, and he is in at second with a double. Carlos Duncan with not an RBI double, but a 2-out double. It will bring up David Gates. They're still talking about the home run David Gates hit here yesterday that hit high off of the tower, off of the message board in left field. That was a shot yesterday by Gates in the first inning of the doubleheader. The game the Quakes won. They won the opener 8-4. They lost the nightcap 3-1. The Quakes 30 wins, 26 losses in the second half. They are 2.5 up on Lake Elsinore for the final wild card spot. Here's the pitch now to Gates. It swung on. He hit high and foul off to the right. It lands up on the roof and bounces back down the other side. And the count is 0-1. David Gates this year hitting .273, 19 home runs, 80 RBIs. Away from second is Duncan. A look back at second by Pauly, and the right-hander throws home. The next pitch misses inside, and the count is 1-1 strike. David Pauly gave up 4 runs in his last start against Bakersfield. They were 4 unearned runs on Tuesday night right here at the Diamond against the Blaze. Here's the 1-1 on the way. A breaking ball for a strike to Gates, and the count 1-2. Fielding has not been a strength of the Lake Elsinore Storm. However, for the Quakes, they've been able to take advantage of some fielding miscues by Lake Elsinore, including the ball game on Friday night. 1-2 to Gates. Here's the pitch to the plate. Swung on, hit sharply to second. Lima fields it to his left, sets himself on the edge of the infield, and he throws over to first to get Gates. The inning is over. The Quakes pick up a hit in the inning, a 2-out double by Duncan. He is stranded at first. We head to the bottom half of the first. It's the Quakes nothing, and the Storm coming to bat.
Please leave a message.
Hi, Dad. It's me. Sorry you weren't home. I just wanted to let you know, Mom and I are having a great time here in Laughlin, Nevada. We miss you a ton and can't wait to get home. But unfortunately, our tire busted. Yeah, our spare busted too, simultaneously. What are the chances of that? And also, it snowed here. Yeah, it snowed like 5 feet, and all the roads are closed. I know you've heard it's the desert here, but it's one of those snowy deserts. Not all beautiful and sunny like you've heard. So it looks like we'll have to stay for at least a couple more days. Don't worry, though. We'll keep playing the slots and water skiing and hiking and having dinner by the gorgeous river and going out dancing and stuff, if we have to. Okay, Dad. Bye-bye.
Young or old, there's a lot to do these days in Laughlin. So if you come, plan on staying a while. For more info, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Time for a quick quiz. What do you get when you multiply your salary by 7? Give up? That's the amount of life insurance you may need. Do you have the right amount of life insurance to protect your family's future? Allstate agent Daryl Keepers and Todd Hagee can make sure you do. They will even provide you with free life insurance analysis. Call Allstate agent Daryl Keepers at Rancho Cucamonga at 987-6403 or Tad Hagee in Rialto at 820-7373. Because when it comes to your life insurance, the right hands make all the difference. Allstate Life Insurance Company, Home Office, Northbrook, Illinois.
Dominic Woody takes the mound for the Quakes. Let's run down the lineup for the Storm. As the Quakes fail to score in the top half of the inning, the Storm will send up to the plate Casey Baker in center field leading off. Joe Lima, the second baseman, will hit second. Paul McAnulty in left field will hit third. Michael Johnson, the first baseman, backs cleanup. Mike Richardson is in right field hitting fifth. Kevin Jacobo, the third baseman, hits sixth. Josh Carter, the DH, will hit seventh. Andres Pagan catches and hits eighth. And Ferdinand Tejeda will hit ninth. He'll be the shortstop. Baker, Lima, McAnulty, Johnson, Richardson, Jacobo, Carter, Pagan, and Tejeda. Here's Baker to step up to the plate against Dominic Woody. 1-1 so far in the season. And the pitch is in there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. Dominic Woody, a 3.32 ERA. He took the loss in 6 innings on Tuesday night against Lancaster at home. The next pitch is swung on and into the glove of Napoli. And the count is 0-2. Woody, 6 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs. Only 3 of those runs, though, were earned. He did not have the beneficiary of good defense behind him as well. Here's the next pitch. It is outside, and the count 1-2 to Baker. Baker hitting .275 with 2 home runs, 24 RBIs. Bottom of the first inning, the Quakes did not score in the top of the first. The next pitch swung on, not bounced. It is hit off the bat to Baker, and he hits it to Weed at second, who makes the catch in the sunshine. 1 man out. Baker swung and hit that ball to second. That ball was rolling away in the zone. Here is Joe Lima. Lima batting .232 with 1 home run, 19 RBIs. The pitch is in there for a strike from Woody, and the count is 0-1. Dominic Woody stands in the shadows on the mound, feet apart on the rubber. Now he steps back and kicks. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and twisted foul back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Napoli behind the plate, doing the catching tonight. Adam Paskovich is behind the bag at third and off the line. Eric Ivar, the shortstop, stands in the sunshine. And the next pitch is outside. 1-2. Right now, third base is covered in the shadows of the left field concourse. And those shadows extend all the way out to shortstop, right where Ivar is standing. That's where he is standing, right at the end of it. The next pitch, called third strike to Lima, and he is out number 2. B.J. Weed, who caught the first ball off the bat of Baker in the inning, is at second base. Jared Abruzzo is back to the bag at first and off the line. In left field, David Gates playing extremely deep, standing in the shadows. Reggie Willits, the center fielder, shading over towards left center. Jason Sugden shading his eyes. He is playing in the sun field in right, and he is in right center field at the moment. Here's McAnulty, and the pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. McAnulty hitting .298 with 22 home runs, 79 RBIs. The windup and the 0-1 is on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count 0-2. Scott Jarrett is calling balls and strikes behind the plate tonight, and on the base path is Chris Bakke. 0-2, 2 men out. Woody holds the ball in his pitching hand. Now he goes to the glove as his hands are together And he rocks his hands over his head, kicks, and now throws. The 0-2 on the way is down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Woody, a right-hander, he throws from a low 3/4 angle. Sometimes high 3/4, but there's not one that's going to throw over the top at you. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch. Fisted down the left field line and foul. This one is back up into the seats. And a young fan goes down to run down that ball. Not a large crowd on hand, but a couple of big groups in attendance here at Lake Elsinore. There were some on-field festivities taking place, and the field was not available for batting practice. However, the Quakes do not take batting practice on Sundays anyway. The 1-2 on the way, just misses outside. 2-2. Quakes left on the bus at about 3:30 today from the ballpark at the Epicenter to drive down here to the Diamond. No batting practice today. The Quakes will be off tomorrow. The Quakes are wrapping up a 51-day stretch in which they have played 50 games. The next pitch to McAnulty swung on and lifted foul and out of play in the count 2-2. The Quakes were scheduled at the start of the year for 42 straight days. And they didn't have their first off day until mid-May. In fact, it was the day after Mother's Day was their first scheduled off day this year. They ended up having one in terms of the Lancaster when the Jethawks were in town for the opening weekend at the Epicenter. There was a rainout. But this is another long stretch. Here's the 2-2 on the way. McAnulty swings, takes that one back over the mound. It's deflected off the glove of Woody. Ivor fields back to the bag. It's short and throws too late. McAnulty is on base. Ball was slowed down by Woody. An infield hit for McAnulty. He just chopped that one back up the middle. Here is Michael Johnson. Johnson hitting .241 with 11 home runs, 32 RBIs. Talking with Sean McCall, the broadcaster for the Lake Elsinore Storm before the ball game tonight, he was discussing how he really likes the Quakes lineup. Here's the pitch down, and Johnson swung on and popped up foul off to the left and out of play. And the count is 0-1. Outside of McAnulty, and Johnson at the plate right now. He has 11 home runs. That ball hit off the roof, off to our left, and bounced down below to looks like an Angels stand in attendance. Made the catch. Next pitch comes up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Johnson. Talked about how the Quakes lineup, they have several guys in the Quakes lineup that can hit a home run. Whereas the Storm, that's really not been the case. The 1-1 on the way. Johnson swings and pulls a high shot down the right field line, hooking foul back up into the trees beyond the berm. That one had home run distance and height to it, but it was hooked plenty foul. And the count 1-2. The Storm last night in Game 2 scored 2 runs in the first. They added another run in the 3rd inning of the ball game. Actually, another run in the 4th inning. But they did not have too many hits in that nightcap either. The next pitch swung on, hitting the right, second coming on, shaking his eyes, can't get it. It deflects off the second and glances out towards center. Being sent to third is McAnulty. Now he's being sent home. Ivor throw to the plate. Very high. McAnulty scores all the way from first base, running on 2-out contact on the ball. Down to second base goes Johnson. It is 1-0 Lake Elsinore. So in the second base goes Johnson. Both Aaron Mendonca, Greg Ball, the beat writer for the Storm, everybody here having communication on the scoring call. It is a hit and an error. And now here is Mike Richardson and the pitch. And Richardson swings and pops this one up foul territory. First base side. Abruzzo shading his eyes now in the shadows. He reaches up and he makes the catch. The inning is over. For the Quakes, for the Storm, they score 1 run, 2 hits, That play was scored a single and an error on Sutton, so there is 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and a man left on. We head to the second. It's 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
There you are, working diligently on your computer, when all of a sudden, there's nothing. All that time and work gone. Yes, computer failure. Most of us have experienced it at least once. Luckily, the pros at PC Fix are there to help. We know computer problems can hurt the efficiency of your business or frustrate you at home, and that's why we take great pride in offering prompt certified service at a low, flat rate. From repairs and upgrades to internet security, find us in your yellow pages. PC Fix. We fix what they can't.
Vineyard Bank, your hometown bank, is proud to support our hometown team, the Quakes. You could say we've been sending a few shockwaves of our own around the local banking industry with a performance that can only be described as, well, off the scale. We're rolling through the region with a creative force that is changing the whole banking experience. Ingenuity and flexibility are our mantra as we look for innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively to help businesses and families alike. As one of the fastest growing banks in California, we'll continue to shake things up in order to give our customers what they need. We don't measure our success one bank charge at a time like some do. We measure it by how we have contributed to the quality of life for our customers and our community today, and for generations to come. We'll be there the next time Quakes hit a home run, and many more to follow.
Well, we move down to the second inning. It's 1-0 Lake Elsinore. Talk about, I was talking before the inning ended. You know, there are glass partitions, actually glass windows that we can see through to the other booths. Not only to the writing press that's to my left, but to the broadcaster 2 doors down, Sean McCall, and the official scorekeeper that is on the other side of Sean McCall. And on plays like the last one involving Johnson, where Pat McEnulty came around to score in the first, everyone's given their opinions on scoring calls. Here's Michael Knapp away, first pitch, swinging top of the second, pops it up, second base side. Coming in is Lima. Lima and Tejeda, their shortstop together, but it's Lima making the catch. 1 out. It's not an easy catch for the second baseman Lima, and I'll explain. Not only does he have the shortstop Tejeda right there, sometimes high pop-ups are tough for infielders because you never want to take your eye off the ball, and including right now where it is a high sky. We're dealing with natural daylight right now. As Jared Abruzzo, switch hitter, batting left-handed, comes up to the plate, and a pitch, a breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. Abruzzo batting .249, 9 home runs, 31 RBIs. Here's the next pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. So it's a high sky, and not only that, but Lima is standing in the sunshine, and right where he caught that ball is right where the shadows are in. It's just beyond the second base bag. Next pitch is inside, and the count 1-2. Now getting back to the play involving Sugden. Sugden was charged with an error, but when these plays come about that are singles and an error, or is it a double and an error, what's the scoring call? Everybody like minds up here. The next pitch is inside, and the count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Pauly winds and throws the pitch. Abruzzo swings and grounds it to second base. Scooped up by Lima, and he throws to first in time to get Abruzzo 2 men out. Here comes Adam Pavkovich. 1-0 Lake Elsinore. We're at the top of the second inning. After the first game of the year between these two ball clubs. I can remember many games between these two clubs. But the first game of the year right here at the Diamond, an 8-7 win in 11 innings for Lake Elsinore. And that was one where the Quakes lost 2 leads, one in the 9th and one in the 11th. And that was a quiet bus ride home that night. Here's the pitch to Adam Pavkovich, and a breaking ball from David Pauly is blown away in the count 1-0. Jacobo at third, Tejeda the shortstop. Lima at second stands back on Pavkovich. He's right on the edge of the outfield grass at second. Johnson plays to the line at first. The next pitch is outside. 2-0. In left field is Paul McAnulty. The center fielder, Casey Baker, stands to the right center side of the second base bag. And Richardson is straight away in right. Not playing to the gap, but straight away in right, and just about 5 steps in front of the warning track. He shades his eyes as right field is the sun field at the moment. The 2-0 pitch is swung on and lifted foul and out of play. And the count 2-1. Well, the weather here in Lake Elsinore has been fantastic over the weekend. And it really has the feel of fall. And at this time in the minor league season, there are days when you arrive to the ballpark and it reminds you of fall. Here's the 2-1 on the way. And Pavkovich swings and misses. And the count 2-2. It just has that feel of that the days obviously are getting a little bit shorter. And there's also a playoff race to talk about, so that's the sign that September is just right around the corner. A 2-2 on the way. Pavkovich takes down low. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the second inning. It is Lake Elsinore 1 and the Quakes nothing. Pauly, the right-hander, stands feet apart on the rubber. Now he goes to the glove. He rocks and kicks. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Pavkovich swings, drives it to right. Richardson shading his eyes the whole way, taking back, reaches up. He makes the catch, looking into the sun. The inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the second here at the Diamond. 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
You love baseball. The towering home runs, great pitching performances. Baseball's terrific, but so are movies. And AMC Theaters is in a league of their own, with the best films, best food, and best fun. At AMC, we never take a day off. You can catch all the Hollywood hits at AMC 365 days and nights a year. We'll let you get back to the baseball game. But when you're ready for that other passion of yours, you know where to find us. AMC Theaters. Experience the difference.
If your home team is hungry for a mealtime winner, there's nothing better than original called Buddy. With 9 distinct flavors like smoked turkey, honey ham, and corned beef, we've got the taste and variety that never strikes out. Plus, we've got the convenience that keeps meal preparation time from going into extra innings. Look for original Carl Buddig in 2.5 ounce, 8 ounce, and 1 pound sizes at your favorite grocer. That's Carl Buddig, a real slice of life.
One of the best golfing values in the Inland Empire. That's what they say about Goose Creek Golf Club in Duraloma. It's every golfer's dream with the championship course designed by Schmidt & Curley. And Goose Creek Golf Club offers a practice facility, including an all-grass driving range and large putting greens. Goose Creek Golf Club is located off the 15 freeway at the Limonite exit between the 60 and the 91 freeways. Tee it up at Goose Creek tomorrow and have a great game.
Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Lake Elsinore. Dominic Woody gave up a run in the first. The run is unearned to Dominic Woody. Kirvin Jacobo will lead it off. Jason Anafoyan with you here from the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. Our studio coordinator tonight is John Souter. Glad to have him with us tonight. Here's Jacobo. First pitch swing is pulled foul down the right field line, down into the bullpen, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Talking before the inning came to an end, at the top of the second, as the next pitch to Jacobo is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. Jacobo, a real big swing. He's a switch hitter, batting left-handed. hitting .229, 11 home runs, 38 RBIs. The 0-2 swung on and hit foul. Back to the on-deck circle. No balls and 2 strikes. Jacobo, Carter, and Pagan here in the bottom of the second. Woody winds and throws. The 0-2 on the way. Swung on and hit foul. Back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Making the comment about the weather, and also something that will give you the feeling of fall are start times like this. Start times like this always remind me of the baseball playoffs. The 0-2 pitch swung on and hit the second. Reed comes in, charges, fields, and throws across his body, and it's in time to get Jacobo. 1 man out. Whenever I see start times around 5 or 6 o'clock, for time purposes, as we'll see, the Angels. How about the way the Angels are playing? They will have some of these evening type starts at the Angel Stadium coming up in October. Pitch to Josh Carter is outside. The count is 1-0. I had an email the other day from the Angels that they were sending out to the media about credentials for postseason. Next pitch going away. 2 balls and no strikes. The Quakes, they are eyeing the postseason themselves. Right now in the driver's seat in this race. Next pitch going away. 3 balls, no strikes. But start times like this on the West Coast, 5 o'clock, you'll get these shadows that we have out on the field where the ball game will be played under some natural daylight for a while. Anyway, the 3-0 pitch swung on, a little pop of foul territory, third base side. On comes Pavlovich sliding on the warning track, and he makes the catch. A foul pop-up off the bat of Josh Carter, 2 men out. Here's Andres Pagan. He'll be joined tonight in the 3rd and 4th inning by Aaron Mendonca of the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin. He'll join us on the broadcast. We'll check in with Aaron about his thoughts on the Quakes, the Angels, and the world of baseball. Here's Andres Pagan. He takes a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Pagan caught the second game of the doubleheader last night. He was 0 for 2 with a walk in that game. The 0-1 is in there for a strike, 0-2. Pagan hitting .241 with 6 home runs and 30 RBIs. 1-0 Lake Elsinore, bottom of the second. And Woody throws. The next pitch is down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The lights are on here at the diamond, but obviously not yet taking their effect on the field. Here's the lineup, and the 1-2 on the way runs inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dominic Woody making his 5th Rancho Cucamonga start tonight. 19 innings so far coming into the ballgame. 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. His 1 win came against Lake Elsinore right here at the Diamond. And it was that game that turned the momentum for the Quakes. Next pitch low and away. It is blocked by Napoli to count 3-2. The game in which Dominic Woody won was the final game of that 3-game series right here at the Diamond. And the Quakes won it 3-2 that night. And that began a stretch right now where the Quakes, starting on that night, and now in their last 11 games, which started that night, have picked up 5 games in the standings with Lake Elsinore. The 3-2 pitch runs inside, and it hits Pagan. And it hit him right up on the hand. On his top right hand, so Pagan, frustrated after he was hit by the pitch. And obviously Woody is equally as frustrated, losing the guy on a hit batsman. Here is Cordine Tejeda. Tejeda played the second game last night. He was 0 for 2. 2 outs now and a runner at first. Here's the pitch to the plate. And the left-hander Tejeda takes a called strike. And the count is 0-1. 1-0 Lake Elsinore, bottom half of the second. 0-1 the count. Abruzzo holds on Pagan. He leads away from first. Now Woody from the belt. He throws. The pitch. Swung on. Hit down the left field line. And foul out of play. And the count is 0-2. All of the seats here in the shadows. Fans sitting from one end of the seating bowl, just beyond the first base bag, all the way down into the left field corner. We had a crowd of about 3,000 yesterday for the doubleheader. 0-2, here's the pitch. And a breaking ball. That's in the dirt. It bounces away from Napoli, and down to second base goes Pagan. And a wild pitch by Dominic Woody. Now a runner at second base with 2 outs for Tejeda. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. No wind right now in the ballpark. The flags are still. Sunshine bouncing off of the hills beyond Interstate 15, off into the skyline. Here's the 1-2 on the way, and a breaking ball, strike 3 call. The inning is over. So a base runner with 2 outs, but he is left on base. That's Pagan. We head now to the third with the score, Lake Elsinore 1 and the Quakes 0.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
This Quakes broadcast is brought to you in part by David Darwin Flooring, a quality service since 1980. By Trademark Industries, your complete satisfaction is our trademark. By American Coatings, they protect your investment. By the Beer Hunter, the place where friends gather. And by Williams Scotsman, your mobile office specialist in Riverside.
Vineyard Bank, your hometown bank, is proud to support our hometown team, the Quakes. You could say we've been sending a few shockwaves of our own around the local banking industry with a performance that can only be described as, well, off the scale. We're rolling through the region with a creative force that is changing the whole banking experience. Ingenuity and flexibility are our mantra as we look for innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively to help businesses and families alike. As one of the fastest growing banks in California, we'll continue to shake things up in order to give our customers what they need. We don't measure our success one bank charge at a time like some do. We measure it by how we have contributed to the quality of life for our customers and our community today, and for generations to come. We'll be there the next time Quakes hit a home run, and many more to follow.
Final throw down to second base, and we are set for the top of the third as the Quakes come to bat. B.J. Reed, Jason Suckett, and Reggie Willis. 1-0 Lake Elsinore. B.J. Reed, switch hitter, batting left-handed to lead it off here in the inning, hitting .278 with 3 home runs and 46 RBIs. And Jacobo guarding against the bunt, playing a step on the grass at third, as Polly, who has allowed just 1 hit so far, he has not walked the batter. He has struck out 1 in the first 2 innings, goes into his lineup, and the first pitch to B.J. Weed is taken for a strike, 0-1. We're joined by Aaron Mendonca, again of the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin. Welcome, Aaron.
Thanks for having me on, Jason.
0-1 the count. Thanks for coming. Here is B.J. Weed, and the 0-1 on the way. Swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. Well, the playoff race with the Quakes has made a turn for the better here.
Oh, yeah, the Quakes are definitely going to put themselves in a good position. They missed a little bit of opportunity yesterday to try to sweep that doubleheader. You know, a little offense here and there, and they would have been sitting pretty with a 4.5 game lead, looking at 5.5 if they could win today. But they still, they're in a good position right now.
0-2 the count here to Weed, and the pitch to the plate is off the plate, 1-2. I think if you've asked Bobby Meacham, especially after losing the first 2 to Lake Elsinore, here back on August 10th and 11th, if you would take being 2.5 up going into this final game Here's the next pitch, swing and a bouncer foul, wide of third. 1-2 the count to Weed. I think the Quakes, I think everybody would take it.
Yeah, I think he would definitely take that. In fact, yesterday after he split the doubleheader, I said, hey, you can listen, this will miss a little bit of an opportunity. And he goes, no, we didn't miss an opportunity. They missed an opportunity. We're up. We'll take a split. We're still up. They're the ones that have to beat us.
The 1-2 pitch hit back over the middle, led by Tejeda at second, and he throws over to first in time. They get Weed. 1 out. Well, I think you're both right. I think that coming into the ball game, a 3.5 game lead, and I laid out the scenario. And at the worst right now, the Quakes could be only a game up after tomorrow if they don't win tonight and Lake Elsinore comes back and wins. However, this is such a pivotal game as Jason Sugden, switch hitter, comes to the plate. This is such a pivotal game for the Quakes because they could be up 3.5, and then really, as Sugden swings and misses, the count is 0-1. Sugden hitting .210, 1 home run, 19 RBIs. Yeah, this is such a pivotal game that if they win, really, tomorrow, well, then at the worst, they're 3 up.
Right, yeah. If they win this game, it'll definitely seem like there's some separation between the two teams, no matter what Lake Elsinore does on Monday where they play and the Quakes don't. So this is key right here. It's also good, you take the season serious, too. It might not mean much, but, you won 14, they win 13.
Sugden takes the next pitch for a strike. 0-2. Here's Polly back to the plate, and it's up and away, 1-2. At the beginning of the year, the tone, I was making this comment last inning, the tone was set right away on night one that the season series was going to play out like this. From the very first time these two clubs met up here at the Diamond in May, the tone was set for this season series. The next pitch is inside, the count 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, close games all the way around. I don't know, what is it, 17 out of whatever the games here have been probably.
Yeah, well, 17 out of the.
You guys said
20 million. Yeah, 17 of the 26 that they played. 3 runs or less.
3 runs or less. That's incredible.
Here's the 2-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. It's in the dirt, and the second takes off for first. Pagan takes it up. He lobs down to first to get Sugden 2 out. How about that catch Jason Sugden made yesterday in the first game of the doubleheader?
Oh, yeah, there were some great catches. I mean, he obviously his was the sports center highlight of the game there. But also, Reggie Willis out there made a couple good catches out in center field, and that really kept the Storm at bay.
Well, if you put together those, there were 2 catches by Willis and 1 by Sugden. That's 3 hits. And that changes the game. It changes those innings. If those guys get on, you don't know how the next batter plays out. Next pitch, and the first one to Reggie Willits is swung on and missed 0-1. Willits struck out swinging in the first. It is 1-0 Lake Elsinore, top half of the third. 0-1 the count as David Polly, the right-hander, winds and throws, and the pitch. Willits holds up on his check swing and takes up high, 1-1.
A little bit of an unusual lineup here. Willits back in the leadoff spot today. I haven't seen that in a couple of weeks, I don't believe.
No, it's been a long time for Willits. 1-1 on the way, low and inside, 2-1. And it's funny when Willits was pulled out of the leadoff spot, maybe some pressure was taken off of him. That's when his season really started to turn around. It was in June and really July. The 2-1 on the way, swung on, popped up foul, off to the left, and back into the seats, 2-2.
Yeah, he really skyrocketed at that 21-game hitting streak. Got his average up. I mean, he was hanging around, in the 240s, and he can't be a leadoff hitter hitting in the 240s. And, he's got on a good streak now. Right now, he's hitting, 288, I think. Mm-hmm. That's fine. That's right where he needs to be.
He told me that he'd never hit below 300 in his career. The 2-2 pitch swung on and foul back to the screen. The count 2-2. And he's been hitting 340, 350, 360 since the All-Star break. In that time, Ibar has let off 60 times. This is the 60th time for Willits that he has let off. So it's been split up between the two. But as we've known with this lineup, it's mostly been Ibar leading off as of late. The next pitch, Willits swings and fouls it back. And the count still remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I think that's just showing that Bobby has some confidence now in Reggie. He's making contact, getting on base, and he's also, when he's getting on base, he seems to be making a lot more better decisions on when to go, and you can see that in his stolen base to cock stealing ratio, which is much better than Ibar's.
Yes, it is. The 2-2 on the way, swung on, bounce back to the mound. Pauly fields it to his left, runs, and an underhand flip over to first to get Willits. The side is retired. Quakes going over here in the top of the third after 2.5, 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
Galliano Winery, located at 4231 Wineville Road in Mira Loma. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines, as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376 or stop by Monday through Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again, call 909-685-5376. You know the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way they get home as quickly as possible, and it's just a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home, not home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Scoring one, Quakes nothing. Storm coming to bat here in the bottom of the third. The top of the lineup, Casey Baker, Joe Lima, and Paul McAnulty to face Dominic Woody. Here's Woody, the right-hander, into the windup, and the pitch is off the plate. 1-0. We're joined by Aaron Mendonca of the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin here in the booth as Woody winds and throws the 1-0 to Baker. And Baker runs up and he bunts this one up the first base line, brought by Woody. He flips over to first in time to get Baker. As Baker was making his way up the line, Abruzzo at first fielding that ball. And Woody had to drop over Baker. Not an easy play there as he was throwing into the baseline as well. One away.
And Woody's got some experience handling bunts. He was a catcher for many years. He knows what it's like to crouch, grab that ball, and try to get it down first without hitting the runner.
A little bit of a different challenge, but it's probably easier without the gear on. Here's Joe Lima, and the right-hander takes up and away 1-0. This is really a pivotal game when you, as we were talking about it, in terms of all the implications that it has on the season series. As Woody throws home, the 1-0 is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. The season series, exactly where they go in the playoff race from here on out. Quakes get a 3.5 game lead, and you're going to start that starts to push into the magic number range where you can create one. Here's the next pitch, and it's a called strike to Lima, 2-1.
Yeah, and you know, you get to the point where you control your own destiny. I mean, this is where you want to be. You don't want to have to worry about, checking scoreboards or doing anything. You just want to win your game, and you're in the playoffs.
2-1 on the way is low and away.
I still think the schedule, as you look at it, favors Lake Elsinore to try to make up some ground here, playing High Desert 7 times this next week. But it's what he gets ready to throw again.
The 3-1 on the way, low and inside, ball 4, and Lima walks.
And that could be a critical walk there because the next guy who's been destroying the Quakes in the last few weeks, Paul McAnulty, he's really the only hot bat they got in this lineup.
And the fact that he is the only hot bat that they have right now in this lineup, and the fact that High Desert came in here and swept Lake Elsinore. I asked Sean McCall, the broadcaster for the Storm before the ballgame, I said, let me ask you this, and he said, what was an interesting question. Not can you guys turn it around, can it get any worse cruising out 9 out of 10, which is what the Storm had done coming into the ball game yesterday in Game 2, as McAnulty, the big left-hander, takes off the plate 1-0. That was obviously in those 10 games at that point, the Quakes had gained 6 games in the race on the Storm over that stretch in which they went 1-9. The next pitch misses outside 2-0. And that's why I think that, the schedule still is to Lake Elsinore's advantage, although after the way High Desert came in last week, maybe it's wishful thinking on my part, I don't look at those High Desert games as thinking as automatic wins now for the Storm.
No, I don't either, but I mean, if they win here tonight, they got, we've won 2 in a row, that losing 9 out of 10 is not looking like it's a little far in our rear view mirror.
Next pitch swung on, popped up down the left field line and foul. And the count 2-1. Yeah, and then you win another game. Now you have a winning streak going. And even though you haven't played well over the last couple of weeks, you have a winning streak.
Right, and they say, hey, we're off that little that stretch of bad baseball we were playing. We're done with that now. We're only a couple games out of the playoff hunt, and they can get back into it very quick.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. There goes the runner at first. Big swing and a miss. Right on the second base is not in time, but McAnulty is interfered with Napoli, and Napoli, as Lima is told to go back to first, McAnulty is automatically out at the plate.
Oh, wow. Haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, McAnulty, not the runner. Lima is told to go back to first because McAnulty reached out over the plate, and he swung on and missed. And he lunged at that ball to where you could see where he landed, where his foot landed in the right-handed batter's box, and Napoli had to throw over McAnulty. He was crouched down, but interference was the call by plate umpire Scott Jarrett. So 2 outs and a runner at first. The pitch to Johnson is taken low and away on a check swing, 1-0.
And Napoli got a very poor throw-out. They didn't really get a lot behind it because he was, obviously McAnulty was in his way, and the play was still somewhat close at second base. So definitely, had he not been interfering, Napoli probably would have thrown it out.
The next pitch is up and away. 2-0. He had no legs into his throw. He simply had to just throw standing still. Could not really stride into anything or get a lot behind the throw.
Yeah, and it bounced up there, but it was straight.
2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. And it's
down in dirt, I believe. It should be another ball. If he went around.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. 2 balls and a strike. The play with McAnulty goes 2 unassisted. Napoli is given credit for the putout on the interference. The 2-1 on the way is off the plate. 3 balls and a strike to Johnson. Johnson singled. He went to second on an error in the first. That error allowed McAnulty, the runner at the time, to score what is the only run of the game so far. 1-0 Storm, bottom of the third. 3-1, 2 outs, and Woody throws home. The pitch is swung on into left field. Gates moving over in the gap, and he will make the catch. The inning is over. 1 walk and a man left on base here in the third, and we head to the fourth. It is 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card Preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
Galliano Winery, located at 4231 Wineville Road in Mira Loma. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wine, as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in the relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once again, call 909-685-5376.
Top of the fourth, 1-0 Storm as the Quakes come to bat. Ivar, Duncan, and Gates here in the top of the fourth. Jason Anaforian with you tonight, joined by Aaron Mendonca of the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin. Some happy news for you to talk about, Aaron, about the Angels. 3-game sweep over the Yankees this weekend. And if you're Oakland or Texas looking at that, you've had to have thought this was the weekend we thought we'd at least pick up a game or something.
Yeah, you know, it's been a thing with the Angels. You know, they've had one of the best records against the Yankees over the past few years, and even, you know, they had in 2002 they beat them, in 4 games in that first round.
Here's the pitch to Eric Ivar. He runs up and bunts it foul back to the screen. 0-1. There was one definitive game about the Angels and the type of club that they were in that 2002 race. And once you've won a playoff series against the Yankees and had to go into Yankee Stadium, going in there in August isn't too intimidating. The 0-1 on the way, rolling away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And it was game 2, where they had lost the lead. The Yankees had come back on them. They had already done it to them the night before to win game 1, but the Angels prevailed in that second game. Next pitch to Ivar, swung on and missed, 1-2.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing because I remember I was a pretty big Angel fan, and I remember after game 1, a lot of the national broadcasters, the talking heads on the radio were saying, "Oh, this series is over now. You know, there's no way the Angels can come back after that."
The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Ivar is out on strike. So I was out watching game 2 that night with a good friend of mine who I used to broadcast with in Fresno, and he told me we were sitting there watching the game. And my friend Dennis told me, he goes, Derek Jeter's going to hit, a double here or something and tie the game, and he's going to do that little pump fist that he does when he goes into second base. And sure enough, Jeter had a hit to tie the ball game. Next pitch, the first pitch to Carlos Duncan, it's in there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. 1 man out, Duncan doubled off the left field wall in the first. Holly is set. He goes to the glove. He winds and throws. The 0-1 on the way. Duncan swings and drives this one to center field. Baker goes back. He is under it, and he makes the catch in center. 2 outs.
A lot of real estate in this outfield here in Lake Elsinore.
Yep. But the Angels came back in that game, and that seems to me a turning of the tide, though, in their head-to-head with the Yankees. What was that series? Because they have played very well against New York.
I think there's almost a lot of other teams that go in there to Yankee Stadium to get a little... overwhelmed by the whole idea of being there, and, the comebacks that happen there in New York and the crowd and everything, and they kind of fold up and they tighten up, and the Angels just didn't do that. They weren't impressed by it. Right. They went right after them, and I think when the Yankees saw that they weren't afraid of it, it took a little bit away from them.
Here's David Gates and the pitch on a breaking ball for a strike, and the count is 0-1.
Probably making a lot of Yankee fans fan on that, but...
Well, I think there's probably a few more Angel fans and Yankee fans tuning in.
I hope.
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Gates. Chuck swings, and Gates holds up on the appeal, and the count is 1-1. Top of the fourth, 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
Gates had that mammoth home run yesterday off the top of the scoreboard.
Here's the 1-1. Going away, 2 balls and a strike. That was quite a shot yesterday by Gates. 2-1, 2 men out. Now Polly winds and throws. The 2-1 on the way. Gates swings. Skies one center field. Baker broke back. Now he comes in. He's under it, and Baker makes the catch. The inning is over.
Quakes seem to get under a lot of balls.
1, 2, 3 go to Quakes. Here in the fourth. We head to the bottom of the inning. It is 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
Nothing says summer quite like baseball and a good old-fashioned barbecue. If you haven't been to JJ's Fish and Barbecue yet this season, you owe it to yourself to stop by. We feature the freshest fish straight from the net to the grill, and locals say our barbecue's the best anywhere in Ontario. Come taste for yourself, and don't miss out on our fresh greens and homemade cobblers and pies. JJ's Fish and Barbecue. Come join us at 814 South Mountain Avenue. You need no teeth to eat our meat.
This is the WB Presents Pepsi Smash. I'm your host, Nick Dano. Live with their top 10 hit from the platinum album, The Beautiful Letdown, it's Switchfoot with Meant to Live. Switchfoot with Meant to Live live from Pepsi Smash. Catch all the hottest live performances every Thursday starting May 27th when the WB presents Pepsi Smash.
Thursday, Maroon 5 Sting. Beginning Thursday, May 27th, the WB presents Pepsi Smash. Bringing you the biggest acts every Thursday, 8/7 Central on the WB.
One, Quakes nothing, as Lake Elsinore comes to bat here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Richardson, Jacobo, and Carter do up. Richardson can a foul pop up to first that Abruzzo caught right near the stands on the warning track. That ended the first inning. Aaron, the Olympics have been taking place. Have you had a chance to watch any of the Olympics that have been late at night, or?
I tried some of the late night stuff, so actually, for kind of a night owl like me who, works as a reporter, good schedule.
Richardson takes the first pitch low and away, 1-0. That's the time I find myself watching TV or catching up on whatever it be, the news or sports. The next pitch on the way, swung on and hit foul down the left field line. This is a 20 foul by Richardson, and it lands up on the roof of the restaurant club down into the corner, and the count is 1-1. Well, the Quakes, obviously, Quakes fans with an interest in the Olympics, and when it comes to baseball, and the 1-1 on the way, a call strike, and the count 1-2 with the Australian national team, and Nick Kempton and Rich Johnson have a chance to play for something coming up here.
Yes, they've actually done very well. They ended up being, I think it was 4-3 in the qualifying games.
Next pitch to Richardson is off the plate, 2-2.
And in the full play games, that is, and now they are into the semifinals, where they're going to be playing Japan today, I believe, later today. I think it's sometime over the night with the time change.
Here's the 2-2, outside 3-2. So has it already taken place then, our time?
No, I don't think it's taken place our time yet. But they do play Japan, and if they win that, they go to the gold medal game. If they lose, they go to the bronze medal game. And
3-2 pitch on the way, fisted to short. Ibar plays back, fields. He throws to first in time to get Richardson one man out.
The other semifinal is going to be Canada and Cuba. Cuba's the gold medal favorite. So
and Cuba beat Australia already in the first game.
Yes, and they also beat Canada. Also beat Australia. So not looking good on that front, but you never know what'll happen when you get in that gold medal game.
One man out. Kervin Jacobo grounded to second base. If you can get into that gold medal game, that is saying something. Here's the pitch, and it comes way inside and goes for the backstop, and Jacobo kind of staring out at Woody as he throws the bat off to the side. And he'll trot down to first. That actually clipped him. Now, already in this ball game, Pagan, he was hit by a pitch. So the second batter hit by a pitch in this game for Lake Elsinore.
I don't think there's any intent on that hit. I mean, it just got away from him. And I guess if they can't tell me what Rich Thompson and Nick Simpson have been doing individually, Thompson has appeared in a few games in relief. I don't think he's given up an earned run yet in about 3 innings worth of work. I know he had 2 strikeouts the other day, which was nice, in about 3 innings worth of work.
Jacobo from first. Here's the pitch now to Carter. Swung on and popped foul out of play. 0-1 the count. Now, those guys told me that they weren't taking part in the closing ceremonies.
Yeah, they'll be out of it. They'll be out of there by then, yeah.
Which for Nick Timpton, he was somewhat disappointed in that in regards to the whole Olympic experience. Next pitch, swinging a ground ball to Ivar short. He fields, he goes to second for 1. Leads back to first. In time, a double play, and the inning is over. Aaron, stick with us another half inning. Is that all right?
Sure, no problem.
All right. One base runner in the inning for the Storm, but nobody left on base. Ivar to lead, Abruzzo ends it. And we head to the 5th, 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
Next time a player gets thrown out of the game, he probably won't stick around the ballpark. Why should he? When he can catch a movie at AMC Theaters, where all the latest Hollywood hits come out to play, 365 days and nights a year. Stop by, but before you settle down, go to a concession stand for a hot dog, soft drink, and some freshly popped popcorn. For the best films, best food, best fun, and award-winning guest services, AMC Theaters is in a league of their own. AMC Theaters. Experience the difference.
Vineyard Bank, your hometown bank, is proud to support our hometown team, the Quakes. You could say we've been sending a few shockwaves of our own around the local banking industry with a performance that can only be described as, well, off the scale. We're rolling through the region with a creative force that is changing the whole banking experience. Ingenuity and flexibility are our mantra as we look for innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively to help businesses and families alike. As one of the fastest growing banks in California, we'll continue to shake things up in order to give our customers what they need. We don't measure our success one bank charge at a time like some do. We measure it by how we have contributed to the quality of life for our customers and our community today, and for generations to come. We'll be there the next time Quakes hit a home run, and many more to follow.
Top of the 5th inning, it is 1-0 Lake Elsinore. As the Quakes come to plate here in the top half of the 5th, the Quakes right now with 4 hits in their last 11 innings. They elected for 8 runs yesterday in the first game. They trail 1-0 to David Pauly in the Storm. Here comes Michael Napoli to the plate. Aaron, you were talking before the break about Rich Thompson and Nick Timpton in the Olympics, and Thompson has pitched in relief.
In relief, yes. Mm-hmm. And Nick Timpton hasn't started a game as well. He's appeared as a pinch runner in one game, and then he came in as a late inning defensive replacement in another, and then played about 3 or 4 innings in their loss to Canada the other night.
Here is Michael Napoli. He takes the first pitch for a strike, and the count is 0-1.
One name that popped out at me when I was trying to look at some of the results is that former major leaguer Graham Lloyd is on the team.
Next pitch down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, they had said that Graham Lloyd would be on the Australian team, an effective reliever with the Yankees. And the next pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, 1 and 2. Also with Montreal.
Yes.
He pitched for a while. Was always a sought-after left-hander.
Yeah, he was always a guy that seemed like rounding the trade rumors coming around the trade deadline. Someone wanted his services.
The next pitch rolling away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So always guys like that, especially left-handed relievers, if they're effective, that'll always be somebody. It's not a Trevor Hoffman or a Rod Nen or a Troy Percival, but it's that reliever where he's a missing piece for somebody. Next pitch to Napoli, driven into right center field. Richardson on the run. He's not going to get it. And one hops the wall to the right of the 342 marker. And Napoli sitting for second. Here comes the throw. And Napoli's going to be out at second base with a extra slide. Laheda covering the bag at second, and Richardson plays the can quickly. It's 342 to right center power alley, to one of the right center power alleys. And a short wall, we're reminded of that on a play like that.
Yes, the left field is huge here, but right field is very small. And I think Napoli wasn't quite accounting for the shorter field there. I think it would have made it at most other parks, but not here.
Here is the batter, Jared Abruzzo, and it is in there for a strike going 1-1 because the outfielder would have been playing deeper, but two, that ball got past Richardson, but the wall is right there to meet the ball. Here's the next pitch down low, and the count 1-1.
And Richardson's been playing here all year. He knows where that wall is. He knows how to play it off that wall.
Right. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Here's the pitch, a little bit high. 2 balls and a strike. The sun no longer a factor in this contest. The field is completely covered in the shadows, and now the lights are beginning to gather their effect. Here's the 2-1. Abruzzo swings and pops this one up to the infield now. It's Lima on the outfield grass, and the second baseman, Lima, will make the catch on the outfield grass for the second out, and Pastovich will be the batter.
Seems like since the end of the first game yesterday, we talked about the Quakes, it seemed like they're swinging for the fences here, and they're not really, it just seems like they're popping things up.
You know, they've had now, that was just the 5th hit for the Quakes, and their last 11 and now what is 2/3 innings at the plate. 3 hits last night. They all came in the 5th against Clark Gerardo. Here's the pitch to Pastovich. Swing and tapper hit foul wide of third. 0-1 the count.
You stop swinging for the fences and decide just to get someone going the normal way. You know, get a runner on, move them over, hit and run, things that have been successful with the Quakes all year.
Pastovich has hit 9 home runs since the All-Star break. But it is the guys like Pastovich and Weed and Sutton, really at the bottom of the lineup, too, that have started so many rallies this second half. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed 0-2. And yet the Quakes, they've been able to keep their power numbers up for the most part, but where they were relying on guys like Napoli and Gates and Abruzzo when he was healthy in the first half, they aren't necessarily having to rely on those guys all the time with guys like Weed and Willis, specifically those two, with the way they've had their bats since the All-Star break. The 0-2 pitch is a call, first strike to Pastovich, and the side is retired. Well, Aaron, thanks for taking the time to come up and join us here tonight in the booth.
Well, thanks for having me. I always get to come on.
We've been talking with Aaron Mendonca of the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin. 1 hit, nobody left on for the Quakes in the top of the 5th, and after 4.5, 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
Whether it's your first Little League t-shirt or a Letterman's jacket, there's something special about putting on a uniform and feeling like part of a team. If you're promoting your club, team, or business, you owe it to yourself to contact Trademark Industries. In addition to providing custom embroidery, we can custom make just about any promotional product you can think of. So gather your ideas and contact Trademark Industries. See us online at trademarkindustries.net or visit us on Acacia Street in Rancho, Cucamonga.
Faucets, leakage, termites, feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, carpet makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look at your things. That's the other book. Artists, posters, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Just his landscape, sit down mowers, and his softest, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, bond there, wide web, take a look at your see. That's the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Bottom of the 5th inning, here comes Andres Pagan to lead it off, and the first pitch from Dominic Woody is low and away, and the count is 1-0. Pagan hit by a pitch in the second. Here is Woody into the windup, and the 1-0 pitch is down low. 2 balls, no strikes. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It is 1-0 Lake Elsinore. Jason Anaforian with you tonight. John Souter, our studio coordinator. Here's the windup and the 2-0 on the way. Swinging a chopper foul as Pagan fouls it off of himself at the plate. And the count is 2-1. Pagan, Tejeda, and Baker here in the bottom half of the fifth. Each club with a couple of hits so far. The Storm, like this ball game's kind of playing like the game 2 yesterday. The Storm getting at least an early run in this one tonight. The 2-1 down low, and Napoli tried to block it. It skips away. 3 balls and a strike. Talking about the Angels and their success they have had against the New York Yankees. Here's the 3-1 on the way, swinging a ground ball to third. Paskovich fields it, sets himself, and throws over to first in time to get Pagan. 1 man out. The way the Yankees and the Angels have played this year, the Angels coming off a sweep today, and watching that ball game this morning, Troy Percival in the 9th inning was absolutely lights out for his 24th save. 1 inning pitched. It was 1-2-3. It was done with quickly. There was no suspense. Here's the pitch now to Tejeda, driven to left, pushing Gates, the left fielder, back, and he's backpedaling, and he makes the catch just in front of the warning track. 2 men out. Now Tejeda is 0 for 2. A.C. Baker is the batter. The Angels win it 4-3. Feldman Escobar is now 8-9. He went 7 innings today for Anaheim. Donnelly pitched the 8th and Percival the 9th. In the ball game, Gary Sheffield hit a home run. That was a solo shot in the 8th. The pitch to Casey Baker is low and away, 1-0. A line drive shot over the left field wall by Sheffield. The 4-3, the Angels win, and they sweep the Yankees this weekend at the stadium. The next pitch low to Baker, 2 balls and no strikes. Elsewhere on our out-of-town scoreboard, as Woody looks in, how he winds and throws. Here's the 2-0 on the way. He swung on and hit foul. Right back to the screen. The count is 2-1. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays defeat the Oakland Athletics 2-1. Brazelton the win for Tampa Bay. Redmond the loss for Oakland. Cavazo homered for Oakland in that one. The 2-1 pitch swung on and hit foul. Back to the screen. 2-2. Jose Cruz Jr. his 17th for Tampa Bay in the 2-1 win over Oakland. Here's the windup by Woody. He gets the 2-2 on the way, swung on and hit foul. Back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kansas City beats Texas 10-2. So a good day for the Angels in that regard. Boston and the White Sox tonight. No scoring update yet on that one, although that is the ESPN Sunday night game. 2-2 to count. Now Woody is set. He winds and throws. Here it comes. Swung on and hit foul. Back to the screen, just above the on-deck circle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Baker. Baker popped the second and the first, and he bunted and was thrown out in the third. 2-2. Here's the pitch to the plate. Low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 men out. Now Woody rocks and kicks. Here's a 3-2 on the way. Swung on, pulls right to second. Weeds there. He scoops it up straight away and sets himself and throws to first in time to get Baker. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We head now to the 6th inning. It is 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
Please leave a message.
Hi, Dad. It's me. Sorry you weren't home. I just wanted to let you know, Mom and I are having a great time here in Laughlin, Nevada. We miss you a ton and can't wait to get home. But unfortunately, our tire busted. Yeah, our spare busted too, simultaneously. What are the chances of that? And also, it snowed here. Yeah, it snowed like 5 feet, and all the roads are closed. heard it's the desert here, but it's one of those snowy deserts. Not all beautiful and sunny like you've heard, so it looks like we'll have to stay for at least a couple more days. Don't worry, though. We'll keep playing the flats and water skiing and hiking and having dinner by the gorgeous river and going out dancing and stuff, if we have to. Okay, Dad. Bye-bye.
Young or old, there's a lot to do these days in Laughlin. So if you come, plan on staying a while. For more info, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
If your home team is hungry for a mealtime winner, there's nothing better than original Carl Budding. With 9 distinct flavors like smoked turkey, honey ham, and corned beef, we've got the taste and variety that never strikes out. Plus, we've got the convenience that keeps meal preparation time from going into extra innings. Look for original Carl Budding in 2.5-ounce, 8-ounce, and 1-pound sizes at your favorite grocer. That's Carl Budding, a real slice of life.
Here we go now to the top half of the sixth inning with the score 1-0 in favor of the Storm. Quakes coming to bat here. We got a scoring update for you on the Boston-Chicago game tonight. The Red Sox at the White Sox. That is the Sunday night national game. It is 6-5 Boston in the top of the eighth. With the Red Sox batting. Here is B.J. Weed swinging a foul. Right back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. B.J. Weed is 0 for 1 tonight. 1-0 Lake Elsinore, top of the sixth. Here's the lineup by Pauly, and the next pitch is low, right through the legs of Pagan, and to the backstop it goes. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. So the Angels getting helped out everywhere except Chicago right now. It's 6-5 Red Sox in the top of the eighth inning. Not a bad day so far for the Angels. The 1-1 on the way. Weed swings and lifts a fly ball to right. Richardson coming over to his left. The right fielder is under it, and he makes the catch. 1 out. 1 away. Here's Jason Sutton. Elsewhere on the out-of-town scoreboard in Major League Baseball today, Seattle beat Detroit 5-3. Joe Mesh the win, Maroff the loss for Detroit. Toronto 8, Baltimore 5 today at Camden Yards. And Minnesota beat Cleveland 7-3. The Indians following up a long winning streak now with a losing streak. Here is the pitch to second, swing and a pop fly. Left field, McAnulty coming in near the line. The left fielder is there to make the catch. 2 men out. So right now, Pauly is pitching a beauty. Woody, he's not pitching a bad one himself. Just 4 hits in the game so far between the two teams. 2 for each club. Here is Reggie Willits coming to the plate. On the out-of-town scoreboard in the National League, Atlanta beat the Dodgers 10-1, an 8-run second inning for Atlanta today. Wright the winner, Alvarez the loss. The pitch to Reggie Willits is taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Willits struck out swinging in the first, and he grounded out to the pitcher in the third. 0-1 the count. Here's the windup by Pauly, and the pitch to the plate. Willits swings and misses, and the count is 0-2. Blue skies still above. The lights, though, that hour of the night where they are gathering their effect on the field, but still some natural daylight out. Somewhat of a cool night. In fact, Pauly is wearing the long sleeves on the mound. 0-2 the count. No windup, and the pitch to the plate. Reach for and tap to second. Lima scoops it up. He throws to first in time to get Willits, and the Quakes are retired in order here in the sixth. We head to the bottom half of the sixth from the diamond. It is a 1-0 Lake Elsinore.
It's good to play together on the diamond, but it's even better to play together on your Xbox. When the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox, the official gaming console of the 2004 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, with several new games for the whole family, online play with Xbox Live, and a new low price of $149. What better time than now to visit your local gaming retailer and pick up your very own Xbox? Xbox, now more than ever, it's good to play together.
In your day, your hometown bank is proud to support our hometown team, the Quakes. You could say we've been sending a few shockwaves of our own around the local banking industry with a performance that can only be described as, well, off the scale. We're rolling through the region with a creative force that is changing the whole banking experience. Ingenuity and flexibility are our mantra as we look for innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively to help businesses and families alike. As one of the fastest-growing banks in California, we'll continue to shake things up in order to give our customers what they need. We don't measure our success one bank charge at a time like some do. We measure it by how we have contributed to the quality of life for our customers and our community today, and for generations to come. We'll be there the next time the Quakes hit a home run, and many more to follow.
Bottom of the sixth inning with the score, 1-0 Lake Elsinore, as Joe Lima comes to the plate. A good old-fashioned pitcher's duel right now. Dominic Woody looking strong in his fourth start with the Quakes. Throws a breaking ball low and inside to Lima. The count is 1-0. 1-0 Lake Elsinore, bottom of the sixth. Here's Woody to the plate, and the next pitch on the way. A called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Jason Anaforian with you here at the ballpark. We were joined by Aaron Mendonca of the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin for a couple of innings tonight. Next pitch is low and away. 2 balls and a strike. We'll be off tomorrow, but we'll rejoin you on Tuesday from San Bernardino, 7 o'clock straight up. The next pitch low and away. 3 balls and a strike. The pitching matchups for San Bernardino at the moment, as the Quakes will play the 66ers, it'll be Stephen Shell against John Huber on Tuesday. Next pitch, swung on and missed, 3-2. And then Daniel Davidson and Juan Sandoval on Wednesday. And those are each club throwing up a couple of their best. Right up against each other. Here's the windup and the 3-2 on the way, and the pitch is swung on and bounced out wide of third. Figure a guy like Dominic Woody, if the Quakes get into a playoff situation, he is a guy, or Woody he has not faced Inland Empire, and he may face him one time before the season is over because the Quakes still have 6 games left. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Swinging a bouncer to third. It's gloved by Paskovich. He sets himself. Throws to first. Got him. 1 man out. And here is Paul McAnulty. But a guy like Woody, he could serve as a pretty good number 3 starter. He could serve as in a good role because he's also a guy that the opponents, Lancaster has seen. I'm just talking about possible playoff opponents. This race is far from over, but he is the type of pitcher that can help a minor league team in the playoff race. Pitches outside 1-0. With the way Woody has come on and pitched here so far, he is certainly it has been like a trade acquisition for the Quakes where they got a player. A 1-0, swinging a drive high in the air, right center field and deep. Lewis going back, turning, and it's looking, it's off the wall. Sudden there to back up cleanly on the return. In the second goes McAnulty. One-out double here, 2-3. McAnulty hit that one between the 400-foot marker in center field and the 386 marker in right center, and he hit it high off of the wall. Jason Sutton going over there to back up on the play. There's Michael Johnson. Johnson singled in the first. Away from second base is McAnulty. One man out. Here's a look back at second. And the pitch to the plate. Low. And the count 1-0. That one run that came in to score on the air in the first inning, that was just all on one play. McAnulty was at first base when Johnson hit that ball. A single as Sutton was charging hard in shallow right center, and the ball hit off of him. And McAnulty running on contact came around to score on that play. But neither club has put together a true, obviously, scoring rally or even much of a scoring threat against the other's pitcher. This may be one of the first innings in this game that we have seen either starter have to truly labor. That means at least in those terms, work with a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch swinging a slow top of the third. Pastovich fields it on the grass. Checks the runner at second. Throws to first. 2 outs. 2 away, and Mike Richardson coming to the plate. Elsewhere on the out-of-town scoreboard in the National League, we told you that the Braves beat the Dodgers 10-1. An 8-run second inning for Atlanta today in their win over the Dodgers. Florida beat San Diego 8-3. Havana to win, Sterling Hitchcock the loss. Guillermo Mota saved his third game for the Marlins. Havana homer for Florida, Hernandez for the Padres. There is Richardson, a runner at second, 2 men out, and the pitch home. Richardson swings and he fouls it off of himself, and the ball rolls back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. San Francisco beat the Mets 3-1. Kirk Reeder the win, Ginther the loss. Hermanson the save, his fifth. Hidalgo homered for the Mets. Durham homered for the Giants, and Barry Bonds homered for the Giants as well. Home run number 693 in Bonds' career. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. The pitch to Richardson swung on and tapped foul back to the screen. The count 0-2. Cincinnati beats Arizona 11-1. Montreal on the road defeats Colorado 8-2 at Coors Field. St. Louis 11, Pittsburgh 4. The Cardinals win at home today over the Pirates. Edgar Renteria and Larry Walker homered for St. Louis. Cubs win a wild one in Houston 11-6. Here's the 0-2 to Richardson. Swung on and a broken bat. A little Brugler falls on the grass at first. Brugler picks it up now, and he flips behind them, back over to Woody, covering the bag. The inning is over. Well, that ball splintered the bat right at the top portion of the barrel, and they took an awkward bounce once it landed on the grass, kind of skirted away from Robuzo, but they get the final out. That does it. 1 hit, 1 left. We're through 6 tonight in Lake Elsinore. It is 1-0 Storm.
Pete's Rally Cap Ale presents minor league legends to rally around. Roswell slugger Joe Bauman ended the 1954 season batting .400 with 72 homers in what is considered the best single season ever. Not bad for a guy who was pumping gas the year before. For all you baseball and beer fans who love a great rally, we bring you Pete's Rally Cap Ale, a refreshing summertime brew with a hint of lemon from the makers of Pete's Wicked Ale. Enjoy when at home or at the ballpark. Pete's Brewing Company, San Antonio, Texas.
The whole new ballgame. Play baseball. Family fun and so much more. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The excitement you've been looking for. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Reserve a pregame picnic at the Epicenter for a unique group experience. After the picnic, your group of 25 or more will move to your seats to watch the game. All options include all-you-can-eat and drink, plus your game ticket. Choose from 3 great menu options. Prices start at just $15 per person.
The whole ballgame. Play baseball. Family fun and so much
moving into the later innings here at this one tonight at the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. It is 1-0 Storm, top of the 7th inning. Quakes coming to bat. 1 run, 3 hits for the Storm. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for the Quakes. Eric Ibar, who is 0 for 2, will lead it off. Ibar hitting second in the lineup tonight. The pitch. And Pauly throws outside, and the count is 1-0. Ibar grounded to second in the first, and he struck out swinging in the fourth. Jacobo in on the grass at third. Ibar swings and bounces that one, and that one goes into right center field, and a base hit. Ibar with a big turn at first, and the Quakes with the leadoff man aboard here in the 7th. That is the second time tonight the Quakes have had the leadoff man on. The other time was the 5th, but Napoli was also thrown out on that play, trying to extend the single into a double. So, having said that, this is the first time, and just the second batter in Carlos Duncan now at the plate, in which David Pauly has pitched out of the stretch. 2. Ibar away from first, the pitch, and a breaking ball to Duncan, and the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Duncan doubled off the left field wall in the first. Next pitch is a throwback to first instead, and Ibar is back. David Gates is the only batter tonight in the Quakes lineup that has seen Pauly out of the stretch. Pauly looks back at first. Ibar leads away from the bag. He bluffs. It's a pitch out, and a look back down to first. Ibar is back. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count. Ibar with good speed and the ability ball, 1 strike to count. Now the pitch, Ibar bluffs, swing and a miss, and a high fastball. 1-2. Duncan's double that he hit in the left in the first inning, it was off the left field wall. It was right off the base of the San Diego Padres advertisement on the left field wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Let's see if Ibar breaks. He does not. He bluffs. The next pitch is down low, and the count is even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Quakes had some activity up in their bullpen, but it was just briefly. Dominic Woody so far tonight, 6 innings, 1 run, unearned. Neither pitcher has allowed an earned run, and that just is par for the course with the Quakes pitching staff so far. Now Ibar goes, hit and run. 2-2 is popped up on the infield. First base side, coming down on the grass is Johnson on the grass. He makes the catch. Pauly, the pitcher, broke back to the first base back to cover, and Ibar, who was already almost to second base by the time Johnson was positioning himself for the pop-up as the ball was coming back down, he started to really scamper and had to hurry to get back. So 1 out for David Gates. David Gates is 0 for 2. Gates grounded to second in the first, and he flied to center in the fourth. Look back at first by Pauly. Bonds at the belt. Ibar bluffs the pitch. Gates swings and fouls it back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. Storm 1, Quakes nothing here in the top half of the 7th inning. Ibar away from first. Now Pauly is set. Here's the 0-1, and it's a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ollie is set. The 1-1, swinging a fly ball. Right field to Richardson. He's camped under it now, coming in, and he makes the catch. High ball went about halfway. He gets back to the bag at first. 2 outs. Here's Michael Napoli. The Quakes have had just 1 base runner tonight reach second base. That was Duncan in the first. The key so far for both pitchers, well, Woody just 1 walk through 6. Holly, no walks now through 6 2/3. Here's Napoli. Away from first was Ibar. He drove the ball to right center with some pretty good pop last time. Ibar leads. The pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count is 0-1. There is some activity right now in the Lake Elsinore bullpen. They have a right-hander up. Here's the next pitch. Ibar goes with the pitch out. Throw down to second base. Down in time. It skips and goes into center field. Ibar went into second with a head first slide. He's in there safely, but he stops there as Baker came up to retrieve that ball immediately. 2-0 the count now to, or 1-1 the count now to Napoli. Now a runner at second base. One ball, 1 strike to count. Alpagon setting up inside. Here's the pitch on the way. Napoli swings and misses, and the count is the 1-2. For Ibar, that is his 46th stolen base now in 80 attempts. It's 46 stolen bases, leads the California League. Reggie Willis at 41. He's second. The 1-2. Napoli reaches forward. Boots got one. Over the first baseman. And into right field, a base hit. Ibar's around third. Coming to the plate. Here comes the throw. It is high. It's past Pagan to the backstop. Napoli is going to take second on the throw. And we are tied up at 1. Napoli just protecting the plate there. He reached that bat head out and dumped it over Johnson into right field. Down to second base goes Napoli on a high throw from Richardson. He came up throwing strong to the plate. The ball game is now tied up at 1. Here is Jared Abruzzo. And the pitch, Abruzzo swings and grounds it to second base. Lima to his left field. He throws to first in time to get Abruzzo. The side is retired. For the Quakes, they score 1 run on 2 hits. Right now, at the moment, no errors and a man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It is stretch time here, and we are tied up at 1.
Network crashes, lost data, corrupt files. Computer problems can leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. So next time, call DNet Computers. We feature repairs, troubleshooting, internet expertise, network setup, hardware upgrades and supplies, as well as custom PCs built to order. We're committed to carrying only quality components, so you know what you buy is going to last. Find out more online at dnetcomputers.com. DNet Computers, building systems that deliver.
Vineyard Bank, your hometown bank, is proud to support our hometown team, the Quakes. You could say we've been sending a few shockwaves of our own around the local banking industry with a performance that can only be described as, well, off the scale. We're rolling through the region with a creative force that is changing the whole banking experience. Ingenuity and flexibility are our mantra as we look for innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively to help businesses and families alike. As one of the fastest growing banks in California, we'll continue to shake things up in order to give our customers what they need. We don't measure our success one bank record at a time like some do. We measure it by how we have contributed to the quality of life for our customers and our community today, and for generations to come. We'll be there the next time the Quakes hit a home run, and many more to follow.
The attendance here tonight at the Diamond, 3,350. 3,350, the attendance here tonight at the Diamond. It is tied up at 1 now as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Quakes tying it up to the top of the inning. On an RBI single by Napoli, he goes to second on a high throw from the right fielder Richardson, trying to get Ibar at the plate. Now Jacobo, who was 0 for 1, hit by a pitch, leads it off. And Jacobo takes a breaking ball down low, and the count is 1-0. 1-1 the score, bottom of the 7th inning. Now Woody looks in from the stretch, from the windup, and he throws home. The next pitch, a big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. We have ourselves another good one between these two ball clubs. Here's the windup and the 1-1 on the wall. Inside, 2-1. It is James Flippo warming up down the right field line for the Quakes in the bullpen. 2-1 the count. Here's the windup and the pitch to the plate. Low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 3-1 on the way. Swung on, pulled, and that's past the diving lead and into right field, but they set. Jacobo, with a big turn at first, almost went into somewhat of a slide. He almost did the splits. Jacobo is on. Josh Carter is the batter. Carter hitting to a double play in the 4th. So 1 on, nobody out now. See if Carter sacrifices here. The Storm, the ball club that has had problems hitting lately, turning a throw back over, and Jacobo is back. This game very important for both clubs, but when you're the club trailing like Lake Elsinore, it takes on a greater importance. Here's the pitch. Carter showing bunt, pulls back and takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Woody looks in from the stretch, works from the first base side of the rubber. 1-0 the count. There goes the runner. The pitcher swung on and hit foul up into the berm, down the right field line, and it rolls back into the picnic pavilion area. 1 ball and 1 strike. James Carroll is mentioned warming up in the bullpen for the Quakes. The Quakes bullpen has an ERA since August 10th. That is in their last 13 games. A throwback to first, and Jacobo is back. In their last 13 games, the Quakes have a bullpen ERA of 2.09. In their 10 games so far, in the last 10 against Lake Elsinore, the bullpen's ERA is a little bit different, even less. Throw back to first, and Jacobo is back. A 1.02 ERA for the Quakes bullpen. In 35 and a third innings, they have allowed just 4 earned runs in the 10 games against Lake Elsinore. Away from first is Jacobo. The pitch. Runner goes, or the runner began to break with a sizable lead, and Carter bunts it foul back to the screen, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jacobo held on at first by Abruzzo. 1 and 2 to count to Carter. Now he has to protect the plate. Woody paws at the belt. He throws. Here it comes. The 1-2. Swinging a fly ball. Right field near the line. Segden coming over in foul territory. It's going to land foul, and Segden goes almost crashing into the cement wall behind the Quakes bullpen. He was charging hard, and there is a retaining wall. It's a cement wall down the right field line, and it angles back in near the foul pole, but it also angles out. If you're Segden and you're running towards the wall in right, the wall angles out from the foul pole along the line, but there's also kind of corners in and corners away from the infield where the relievers sit up against the wall, so we had a few extra feet of room. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fisted foul, wide of third and down the line. 1 and 2 to Carter. Segden was given some help by some relievers with the Quakes, catching him before he went into the wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Woody is set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit foul on a couple of hops into the Quakes dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In these 10 games, when you say the Quakes ERA 1.02, you would think for Quakes staff where the team ERA in this stretch is 2.62, you might think, well, they should have won more than 6 out of 10. Well, the Storm's ERA has been pretty good as well, turning a throwback to first, and Jacobo is back. At the same time, in this stretch, that's not only pitching, but pitching under pressure. They have performed well with those stats. The Quakes and the Storm in these 10 games, 8 of them have been decided by 2 runs or less. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody out. Jacobo away from first. Now Woody throws. The next pitch is off the outside corner. 2-2. Woody tried to frame it there on the outside to Carter. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Woody would really like a double play ground ball here. Carter back in the box. Jacobo away from first, held on by Abruzzo. He goes. The pitch is swung on and bounced to second base. Reed Fields sets himself, throws to first, in time to get Carter. 1 out. Moving down to second base goes Jacobo. Reed's only play was to first, and by Jacobo running on the pitch, he stayed out of the double play. Well, Carter somehow gets the job done there. He gets the runner into scoring position with 1 man out for Andres Pagan. 1-1 to score. We're here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Now Bobby Meacham is coming out. With a runner at second and 1 out, it looks like Meacham could be going to the bullpen here with Pagan coming up and Carroll warmed up in the bullpen. We've seen Meacham make more pitching changes in the middle of the inning. And that is what he's going to do here. We'll take a 60-second break. James Carroll will face Andres Pagan. It's a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll take a 60-second break and come back and tell you more about the new Rancho pitcher right after this.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
It's not unheard of to lock your keys in your car or home, but it is unheard of to lock yourself out and not call a professional like B&B Lock and Security. B&B has offered fast, reliable, and professional service throughout the entire Inland Empire since 1969. They know you have better things to do with your time, like getting some spare keys made. B&B Lock and Security. You'll find them in your yellow pages, and remember, they also provide a fast and convenient mobile service.
Quakes pitcher is James Carroll here in the bottom of the seventh inning in a tie game at 1. Carroll will face Andres Pagan. Woody is responsible for the runner at second base. James Carroll is pitching for the first time since Friday night right here at Lake Elsinore. Inning and 2/3 in that game. He walked one and he struck out a batter. Carroll faced Carter, Lima, and he faced Pagan. He also, for Carroll, in that ball game, he got Pagan striking out swinging when the two faced each other then. So here's Pagan with a runner at second and 1 out. And Jacobo away from the bag at second. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Pagan takes inside, and that ball clipped, played on by Scott Jared. Heading down to third base is Carter. It's ruled a dead ball. And the ball floats inside. It did not hit Pagan. But it did clip, played on by Scott Jared on the left wrist. Maybe it did hit Pagan. Pagan is walking down to first. So it got both Pagan and Jared. Jacobo, obviously, he tried to advance on that, thinking it was maybe a wild pitch. Told to go back to second base. So a hit batsman. Third time the Quakes are good about it here. And Keith Comstock is going to come out and talk with Carroll. Played on by Scott Jared, being tended to right now by the Lake Elsinore trainer. So, meanwhile, there is a meeting on the mound for the Quakes. First and second now with 1 out here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Again, the Quakes bullpen numbers against Lake Elsinore. In the 10 games in which the Quakes have played Lake Elsinore, August 10th through the 16th, August 20th through the 21st through the 2 games yesterday. The bullpen, just 4 earned runs in 35 and a third innings, a 1.02 ERA. Now, the meeting is being broken up by Jared on the mound as Keith Comstock out there chatting with Jared and Carroll. Probably asking Jared how his wrist is. So this meeting about ready to wrap up. They want to take this time to let you know that only with hard work can you bring out peak performance. Performance Auto Detail takes that same approach in providing the highest quality auto detailing. Come experience the Performance Auto Detail difference. Bring your vehicle to Delmont Rose, east of Central off of Holt, or ask for their mobile service. Performance Auto Detail, 20 years of experience and never a dull moment. Here is Ferdinand Tejeda now. First and second with 1 out. Bottom of the seventh inning. A look back at second by Carroll, and the pitch home, and Tejeda swings and bounces it foul to the right of the on-deck circle, and the count is 0-1. Quakes 1, Storm 1, bottom of the 7th. The Quakes have just tied it. They tied it in the top of the 7th inning. The Storm grabbed a run in the bottom of the 1st, and for the longest time it was a 1-0 Lake Elsinore lead. Now Carroll is set, the 0-1 on the way, lowered away. 1 ball and a strike. Carroll back up on the mound. Veers in from the stretch. Away from second is Jacobo. Pagan off the bag at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. A look back at second. Now Carroll throws. Here's the pitch. It is down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dustin Griffith is warming up down the right field line in the Quakes bullpen. Hitters count now for Tejeda. Carroll looks back at second. He throws home the 2-1. Rolling inside now, and the count is 3 balls and a strike. Nighttime settling in as the sky is darkened above. You can faintly see the mountain ranges off into the center field skyline. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. Runners at first and second. Now Carroll looks back. Now he throws home. Inside, ball 4. Bases loaded now. Down to second goes Pagan. To third base goes Jacobo. The Quakes have a double play in order, but the top of the lineup now up for the Storm. Here is Casey Baker. At third base is Jacobo. At second base, Pagan, and Tejeda on first. 2 of the runners to reach base in the inning by a hit batsman and a walk. This ball game tonight, in case you have not heard, deciding the season series between the 2 teams. Their 27th and final meeting of the year, and each club has won 13. And they've all pretty much played out like this. Bobby Meacham is looking down to the bullpen, and he's going to come out and he's going to make a pitching change. So Carroll does not even retire a batter here in the inning. Comstock has already visited the mound, and now Meacham is going to have to pull out Carroll, as Baker will be the batter at the plate. Dustin Griffith is going to come in into a bases-loaded jam. We'll take another 60-second break and come back and tell you about the new Rancho pitcher right after this.
If you have a home improvement project you want done, it's time to bring in the pros at Handyman Unlimited. They're your one-stop household maintenance and repair service. They offer a way for you to economically maintain and enhance the life of your home without investing the leisure time. From patio covers to fences and gates, from decks to flooring, window replacement, and countertops, Handyman Unlimited can do it all. Call 909-931-2700 or see them on the web at handymanunlimited.com. Handyman Unlimited. We take care of your repair needs the first time on time.
When it comes to buying auto parts, before you spend a fortune at a major chain store, visit West Coast Auto Records. We're a proud American company featuring American-made auto and truck parts at great prices. We pay top dollar for junk cars, late model wrecks, and abandoned and illegally parked vehicles are removed for free. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Stop by West Coast Auto Records at 4007 State Street in Montclair. Log on to westcoastautoparts.com.
Dustin Griffith on the pitch for the Quakes here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He's the third pitcher of the inning. It is 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The bases are loaded for the Lake Elsinore Storm with 1 man out. Griffith on the year, 2-5, a 3.12 ERA in 52 innings, 15 walks, 49 strikeouts, Opponents hitting .264 against the tall right-hander. 55 hits allowed in those 52 innings. Griffith coming into the ball game as he pitched on Friday night here at the Diamond in 1 inning, and he struck out 2. The Quakes bullpen in this series over the weekend in the 3 games, 9 innings of scoreless pitching prior to tonight. And we can throw out all the numbers at you. They have not allowed a run. Griffith this year, he has inherited 19 runners. 9 of them have scored. The bases are loaded now with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Baker. It is taken outside, and the count is 1-0. At third base is Jacobo. He singled in the inning. Pagan at second. He was hit by a pitch. And Tejeda at first. He walked. 1-0 to count. Griffith throws the pitch. Baker swings, pulls that one to first, and takes the backhand and hot. Abuso fields, he comes home, throws to the plate, 9-5. There was losing time, but Napoli didn't have a score on the plate, and everybody is safe, and it is a 2-1 strong lead. Abuso had kind of a funny hop to play with. He went to his backhand side. He fielded it cleanly. He came home. He threw, but Napoli's foot was never on the plate. In fact, it was probably a foot off. Here's the pitch now to Lima, and he takes down low, 1-0. Two to 1 now. The Storm have regained the lead. And now time is called. Down to third base goes Pagan on the play. Tejeda is at second. 2-1 Storm. Now Griffith from the stretch. He looks over at third, a fake to third. Now a throw back to second. And Weed comes down on the second base bag and fields it backhanded. One ball and no strikes. Now Griffith steps off of the rubber. One and 0 to count. Here's the pitch to Lima. Comes inside and hit him. That's going to force in another run. That is the third batter this inning to be hit by a pitch. And this is a sight we have not seen in a while. That is a Quakes bullpen that has been unable to get the job done. I can't remember the last time that was it. And it happens from time to time. That is certainly the case. Here is Paul McAnulty. First, second, and third now for the Storm. 2 men in the inning. McAnulty at the plate now. The 1-0 pitch, or the first pitch, I beg your pardon, hits the inside corner for a strike. And the count is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. At third base, Tejeda. At second, Baker. Lima is at first. Here's the pitch to the plate. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. In a position with the score 3-1 Storm after the hit batsman. McAnulty in a position here where he can really bust this game open. The 0-2 on the way, and a fastball swung on and missed. Strike three. Oh, that was a major league job of pitching right there by Dustin Griffith. Things haven't exactly gone your way. Here in the inning, a fielding miscue, a hit batsman. The bases are loaded. You're down by 2, and you come back and you strike out one of the league's best hitters in 3 pitches. Wow. Here's Michael Johnson, 1 for 3 on the night. Here's the pitch to the plate. Johnson takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Johnson singled to right in the first. That was the play that led to a run in the inning. He is 1 for 3. The next pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 to count. Griffith peers in from the stretch. Now he goes to the glove. A look over at third. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Swing on and miss. A fastball. And the count is 1-2. That was a high fastball there. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Griffith throws. Here's the pitch. Down low. Two balls and 2 strikes. From third base is Tejeda. Baker at second, Lima at first. 3-1 Storm, bottom of the 7th. The 2-2 on the way. Swung on and pulled foul wide of first and down the right field line. 2-2. Well, the thing about falling behind in the score, not only is Holly pitched a good game, but they themselves scored some relievers that can really bring it out of the bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Now Griffith throws. Here's the pitch. Swinging a full pitch. Past the Druso. Down the right field line. This one's going to go down in the corner. Going with Tejeda. Baker scores. Here comes Lima around third. The throw to the plate. Not in time. Down the third with a pickle. And a slide and 3 RBIs is Michael Johnson. And this one's been broken wide open. It is 6-1 Lake Elsinore. The Storm has struck for 5 runs here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Here's Richardson. The pitch. And it's in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Next pitch, Richardson swings, and he hits that one just foul down the left field line. No balls, 2 strikes. Richardson, the 9th man to come up this inning. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the side is retired. Well, the Storm in the inning score 5 runs and 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We head to the top half of the 8th inning, and the score now, the Lake Elsinore Storm 6 and the Quakes 1.
One of the best golfing values in the Inland Empire. That's what they say about Goose Creek Golf Club in Mira Loma. It's every golfer's dream with the championship course designed by Schmidt and Gurley. And Goose Creek Golf Club offers a practice facility, including an all-grass driving range and large putting greens. Goose Creek Golf Club is located off the 15 freeway at the Lymanite exit between the 60 and the 91 freeways. Tee it up at Goose Creek tomorrow and have a great game.
Hi fans, Jason Anapoyan here to tell you about Storage Max in Rancho, Cucamonga. At the Quakes, we've had no worries storing our items at Storage Max. With the latest technology, Storage Max provides climate-controlled units keeping items from discoloration, fading, or getting dusty. This is especially great for the hot summertime weather in Rancho, Cucamonga. Storage Max has units from 5x5s to 15x40s with 24-hour access. Storage Max is a new facility located at 8363 Foothill Boulevard between Vineyard and Grove Avenue in Rancho, Cucamonga. Jack and Carmen, the managers of Storage Max, have helped us with great customer service. Now let them help you. If you're ready to move or just thinking about moving, give Jack and Carmen, the managers of Storage Max, a call at 909-949-3600. Again, that's 909-949-3600. After 7 innings, it is now 6-1 in favor of the Lake Elsinore Storm. And coming up to the plate for the Quakes, as we lead off the top of the 8th, it'll be Adam Paskovich. He is 0 for 2. Here is the pitch to the plate, and it is low and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. 6-1 Storm here in the top half of the 8th. Here's the windup, and the next pitch home, and this is just outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So right after the Quakes had tied it up, and it looked like we were headed for a close one, the Storm, with 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 2-0 on the way. Paskovich swings, hits a fly ball. Center field, Baker going back, and he is under it. He is there. He makes the catch. One man out. Here is B.J. Reed. David Pauley, who has pitched in this ballgame so far now 7 1/3 innings. He has allowed just 1 run on 4 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. B.J. Reed grounded to second in the 3rd, fly to right in the 6th. And the pitch, Reed swings, he bounces out one, back in the bag at second, backhanded by Lima, and he will have no play. He'll have to hold on to it. And an infield hit for B.J. Reed. Reed is 1 for 3. Here is Jason Sutton. Sutton digs himself into the box, struck out swinging in the 3rd, fly to left in the 6th. 1 out, away from first is Reed. The pitch, up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Bill Wilson is warming up in the bullpen for the Quakes down the line. Well, the Storm now in a position to hold within a game and a half if they hold on and win this one. And that's a little bit of a different race heading into the final 2 weeks. You wouldn't expect it to be any different, though. 1-0 we count. Runner from first, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. I think the Storm would have to feel after winning last night's game, and if they were to hold on and win this one, that they're able to take some momentum out of the series. The Quakes, up no matter what, out of this series in the race. We'll have the day off and then get back at it on Wednesday. Next pitch is up and away, 3-0. Or get back at it on Tuesday. that is always the benefit of being in the lead, like the Quakes are. They just have to worry from here on out to win their game, and there's not much the Storm can do. Next pitch, high ball fourth, and so the Quakes have 2 men on here in the top of the 8th. This is an offense that will not lie down. Mike Harkey out of the dugout for the Storm. He's going to go to the mound and talk with Pauly, and he is going to take a slow walk out there to give Lake Elsinore an opportunity to get some activity up in their bullpen. And that looks like it, if I'm not mistaken, that's Nathaniel Mateo that is warming up down the line for the Storm. Quakes baseball tonight on the radio, brought to you by the Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau. Young or old, there's a lot to do these days in Laughlin. Proud sponsor of Quakes baseball on the radio. Yep, that is Mateo. Nathaniel Mateo. And he can pitch him. Willits at the plate, first and second, 1 out now. The Quakes are down 6-1, top of the 8th. And Pauly throws, high fastball, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Willits struck out swinging in the first, and a bouncer back to the pitcher in the third, rounded to second in the 6th. 0-1 the count, 1 man out. Now Pauly bent over from the stretch, ball behind his back. He goes to the glove. A look back at second, the 0-1 on the way. Willits swing, hits one to center. Baker coming in. He's there, hat off as he runs and he makes the catch. He goes back to reach for his hat, and B.J. Reed started to head to third, and then Baker realized, I still got a ball. There's still runners on. They might tag. I'm going to throw back to the infield. 2 men out. Reed was getting back to the bag at second because Baker caught the ball running. And on the drive, it knocked his hat off. There's some breeze picking up here. And then he turned around and started to go back and pick up his hat. He either lost control, lost that count of how many outs there were. That's really the only explanation. As Eric Ivar takes the breaking ball up high, 1-0. Then realized, wait a minute, 2 men out. 1-0 the count. Here's the next pitch. Ivar swings, hits it to third, and Jacobo allays it. He hits it off with his glove. He picks it up with his hand off the ricochet and throws over to first to Ivar. To first to get Ivar. The inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 men left on base for the Quakes. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 6-1 Lake Elsinore.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll take that job.
The other book. When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book's Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
The other book.
If your home team is hungry for a mealtime winner, there's nothing better than original call budding. With 9 distinct flavors like smoked turkey, honey ham, and corned beef, we've got the taste and variety that never strikes out. Plus, we've got the convenience that keeps meal preparation time from going into extra innings. Look for original Carl Budig in 2.5-ounce, 8-ounce, and 1-pound sizes at your favorite grocer. That's Carl Budig, a real slice of life.
Well, we move now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Here comes the Storm to bat. Bill Wilson comes on to pitch. As Wilson will face Kurgan Jacobo. The Storm sent 9 men up to the plate in the 8th, where they scored 5 runs. It is 6-1 Lake Elsinore. Here is the windup by Wilson, and the pitch is up high, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Stay tuned following this ball game for the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Wilson comes back. The 1-0 pitch is low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Joe Wilson pitched in Game 2 last night, pitched 2/3 of an inning, and he did the job. Wilson, at the time, he just came in, he inherited 2 runners, picked one off, and then they got the next one to fly out. Next pitch to Jacobo, popped up on the infield, second base side. Abruzzo staying out of the way as Weed calls for it. He makes the catch on the dirt. Abruzzo had broke over, and Abruzzo was just somewhat shading Weed as he makes the catch for the first out. Here is Josh Carter. A foul pop up to third. He grounded into a double play in the 4th and grounded to second base in the 7th. 6-1 Storm, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch to Carter, and he takes that pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Wilson winds and throws. Here's the 0-1 on the way, swinging a broken bat. A little blooper out to second, and it's run down by B.J. Weed for the second out. 2 away. That's the second broken bat we've had tonight. Second bat that the Quakes pitching staff is broken. Bill Wilson on the season, 3-9, a 7.04 ERA. 103 innings, 55 walks, 70 strikeouts. Here's Pagan. Hit by a pitch in the 7th, and he scored. He is 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch twice tonight. And a breaking ball from Wilson, low and away. And the count 1-0. That last ball where, in his last at bat against Carroll, Pagan, he was hit by a pitch that also put Scott Jarrett, the plate umpire, on the left wrist. Next pitch is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. 6-1 Lake Elsinore as we are playing in the bottom of the 8th. The Quakes playoff lead over the Storm, 2.5 games at the moment. The 2-0 on the way, up high. 3 balls and no strikes. Wilson back to the rubber, steps back up on. Right foot on the rubber, left foot a little bit in front. Now he winds and kicks. The 3-0 on the way. Fastball up and in. Ball 4, and Pagan is on base. Pagan, he's had to dodge a few today. Hit by a pitch. That one was a little bit of some chin music. Here is Fergin Tejeda. Struck out looking in the 2nd. Fly to left in the 5th. He walked and scored in the 7th. The big hit of the night to really break this one open was the 3-run triple by Michael Johnson with 2 men out in the 7th to make it a 6-1 game then. Here's the pitch now to Tejeda. Fastball up and away. And the count 1-0. Storm 6, Quakes 1. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Wilson steps back up on the rubber, holds the ball in his pitching hand. Now he goes to the glove. Away from first base is Pagan. The next pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is even at 1-1. David Gates in left field, shading Tejeda, the left-handed hitter, to the line. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. A changeup, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 to count. Runner from first. Here's the pitch to the plate. Just off the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Quakes in the 9th will send up to the plate Duncan, Gates, and Napoli. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. And Wilson throws home. The pitch is swung on, a little tapper to the right side, to the first base side. Fielded by Bruzo. He'll flip over to Wilson, covering the bag, and they got him. And the inning is over. 1 walk and a man left on base here in the 8th inning. We head to the 9th. Coming up, Duncan, Gates, and Napoli. Last chance for the Quakes. They are trailing 6-1.
This is the WB Presents Pepsi Smash. I'm your host, Nick Zano. After scoring a number 1 hit with last train home, here's Lost Profits live with their new single, Wake Up, Make a Move. That was Lost Profits with Wake Up, Make a Move live from Pepsi Smash. Catch all the Onyx Live performances every Thursday starting May 27th when the WB presents Pepsi Smash.
Limp Bizkit, Lenny Kravitz, Mustang, Aerosmith. Beginning Thursday, May 27th, the WB presents Pepsi Smash, bringing you the biggest acts every Thursday, 8/7 Central on the WB.
You know the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way they get home as quickly as possible, and it's just a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home, not home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Rusty Tucker comes on to relieve David Pauly here in the top of the 9th inning. David Pauly on the 9th for the Quakes, or for the Storm, pitching 8 innings, giving up just 1 run on 5 hits. It was earned. He walked just 1 in the 8th and struck out 4. So Rusty Tucker comes on here in a non-save situation. He is not the closer, but he is facing Carlos Duncan. It is 6-1 late Elsinore here in the top of the 9th inning, and the Quakes right now down to their final 3 outs. Duncan, he is 1 for 3 on the night. The pitch is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. The fewest hits the Quakes have gathered in a 9-inning ballgame was 3, so they have eclipsed that. The 5 hits, though, one of their lower marks on the year. The 0-1 to Duncan is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-5-0 for the Storm. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Quakes. Stay tuned following the ballgame for the Yellow Book USA postgame show. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch to the plate. And a breaking ball inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count. Now Duncan is set. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Swinging a bouncer into the hole at third. Tejeda field. He throws to first. Not in time. And Duncan beats it out. An infield single. And here is David Gates. David Gates grounded to second in the first. He flied to center in the second and flied to right field in the 7th inning. So a leadoff man on for the Quakes here in the top of the 9th. The numbers on Rusty Tucker, the left-hander, no record in 4 games, a 7.36 ERA. 3 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs on 6 hits. He's walked 2, struck out 2. As Gates swings and misses, and the count is 0-1. Duncan at first. 6-1 Lake Elsinore here in the top half of the ninth. A look over at first. Duncan leads the way, and the 0-1 on the way is up and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tucker throws the 1-1. Swing and a tip into the glove of Pagan. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Johnson plays behind Duncan, who leads the way at first. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Curveball, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. Well, Tucker, so what the Quakes need here is a lot of base hits. Just guys getting on base, next pitch, foul back to the screen. 2 and 2. Warming up down the line in the bullpen. Looks like that's a Dale Thayer getting up for Lake Elsinore. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. A look over at first. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Swinging a pop fly to right. Moving over is Richardson. He is under it. Near the line, he makes the catch. 1 out. 1 away, and coming up to the plate is Michael Napoli. Napoli, 2 for 3. Napoli had an RBI hit in the 7th. Runner away from first. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. It skips off of the glove of Pagan. It trickles up the third base line. And down to second base goes Duncan. A wild pitch by Tucker. Tucker, a left-hander that has had some problems in terms of some health problems. He is recovering, remember, from Tommy John surgery. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch to Napoli. Swing and a miss on a fastball. And the count is a 1-1. If the Storm hold on and win this one here in the 9th, the Quakes and the Storm, the season series will go to Lake Elsinore 13-13. The 1-1 on the way. Up high. 2 balls and a strike. And now, here comes Mike Harkey, having a hard time sitting through this, to come out and talk with his reliever. This is not a slow jog. Mike Harkey, a man that will certainly, he will, how do I put it, he'll take his time getting out to the mound. He's not one that's going to walk real fast, but in this situation, he's just out of the dugout quickly to jog and talk with his left-hander, and real quick gives him a pat on the shoulder and gets back to the dugout. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 man out. Lake Elsinore 6 and the Quakes 1 here in the 9th. Now Tucker is set. I look back at second. Here's the 2-1 on the way. And Napoli takes a called strike. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. in the ninth. Now a runner away from second base. The 2-2 on the way. And a fastball that backs Napoli off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2 to count. 1 man out. And the pitch home. Down low, ball 4, and Napoli walks. So the Quakes are not done yet here in the ninth. Stranger things have happened. Now, Bruzzo, if he hits one out here, well, they're within 2. But for the Quakes, what they have to be just worried about doing is keeping guys coming up to the plate, staying as far away as you can from that final out. Here's Abruzzo. The pitch. He swings and drives a high fly ball to left. McAnulty going back. Turning, looking, and it is gone! A 3-run home run for Jared Abruzzo. His 10th home run of the season. And that 3-run home run comes true for the Quakes. They are within 2. It is 6-4 Lake Elsinore. Abruzzo's 10th home run of the year. RBIs 42, 43, and 44. And Rick Renteria, the manager of this form, he's out to get Tucker, and he's got to go get his closer now. So 1 man out in the inning. And Tucker is done for the night. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll come back and tell you about the new Lake Elsinore pitcher right after this.
If you've got kids, then you've got stains. If your house has carpet, that means trouble. If your couch is strategically placed over ground-in Play-Doh or grape juice, you may want to consider a new direction in flooring. David Darwin Flooring can show you the latest in easy care, beautiful hardwood flooring, perfect for today's families. For insulation, refinishing, and resurfacing, call David at 645-2464. That's David Darwin Flooring, a quality service serving the Inland Empire since 1980.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best in exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
Well, as we move now here into the ninth inning, deeper into the ninth, it is now 6-4 in favor of the Quake, or in favor of the Storm. The Quakes have scored 3 runs. As Adam Paskovich is coming up to the plate here in the ninth inning with 1 out. The base is empty. The new pitcher is Dale Thayer, the closer. 2-1, 21 saves on the year. Fastball from Thayer, swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Thayer with a 1.68 ERA, 48 games, 21 saves. 53 and 2/3 innings pitched. The 0-1, Paskovich swings and skies one. Center field, Baker moving back. Now over to his right. He is under it. He makes the catch. Now there are 2 outs. Quakes need to get another man on to get the tying run up to the plate. Here is DJ Weed. B.J. Reed, 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line shot foul back behind the third base dugout and into the seats. And the count is 0-1. There. A high set, the 0-1 on the way, a little bit high, 1-1. Well, the bad news is they're facing Thayer. That's meaning the Quakes. The good news is they made it to this point. They forced Thayer to come in. Weed's job here, just try and get on base somehow. The 1-1. Swing, and he hits that one down the left field line, and it is a foul ball. That ball was a hard, hot shot past the third base bag and down the line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now the crowd of 3,350 begin to rise to their feet here at the Diamond. The 1-2 on the way. Reed swings and pops this one up foul off to our left. On deck is Jason Sugden. Storm 6, Quakes 4 here in the ninth. The pitch. Reed swings, pops this one up. Down the left field line. Nakanobi coming over in foul territory on the run. That one's going to land in the seats. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Thayer throws the pitch. Reed swings, hits that one in the left field. That base hit. And they have brought the tying run to the plate. The Quakes will not go away. Down 6-1 in the top of the ninth. They have scored 4 runs and have put another man on, or they have scored 3 runs and they put another man on, and Jason Sugden, who represents the tying run, will come up to the plate, and actually Sugden has been pulled back. It's going to be Ryan Buddy. Buddy coming up to the plate. Pinch hitting here for Sugden. Buddy hitting .261. He has 13 home runs, 48 RBIs. Meacham trying to go with a guy with some pop here in the person of Buddy. Here's the pitch to the plate. Buddy takes going away, 1-0. Buddy 0 for 2 this year as a pinch hitter. The Quakes as a team 2 for 23 pinch hitting. They do not have a pinch hit home run this year. 1-0 the count. 2 outs. Away from first base is Weed. Here's the pitch to the plate. Rolling away. 2 balls and no strikes. Now, Buddy, expected to at least get something good here to hit. They do not want to put the potential tying run on base. Buddy is the 7th man up in the inning for the Quakes. The 2-0 on the way, swinging a chopper foul at the plate. Buddy fouls it off of himself. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. The count. Here's the pitch to the plate. Buddy swings and hits a big chopper back to short. Tejeda field. He blows to second. Just in time to get Reed. A bang play on the first out at second. The ball game is over. And the Storm hold on despite a Rancho Cucamonga comeback. And these two teams playing this year through a spectacular season series. The advantage goes to the Lake Elsinore Storm, 13-13 in the season series. They win tonight's ball game 6-4 as the Quakes had the tying run at the plate in the ninth inning. We'll take a break and come back and get you the totals of this one right after this.
Vineyard Bank, your hometown bank, is proud to support our hometown team, the Quakes. You could say we've been sending a few shockwaves of our own around the local banking industry with a performance that can only be described as, well, off the scale. We're rolling through the region with a creative force that is changing the whole banking experience. Ingenuity and flexibility are our mantra as we look for innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively to help businesses and families alike. As one of the fastest growing banks in California, we'll continue to shake things up in order to give our customers what they need. We don't measure our success one bank card at a time like some do. We measure it by how we have contributed to the quality of life for our customers and our community today, and for generations to come. We'll be there the next time the Quakes hit a home run, and many more to follow.
If your home team is hungry for a mealtime winner, there's nothing better than original Carl Budding. With 9 distinct flavors like smoked turkey, honey ham, and corned beef, we've got the taste and variety that never strikes out. Plus, we've got the convenience that keeps meal preparation time from going into extra innings. Look for original Carl Budding in 2.5-ounce, 8-ounce, and 1-pound sizes at your favorite grocer. That's Carl Budding, a real slice of life.
Well, here are the totals in tonight's ball game. First of all, for the Lake Elsinore Storm to win it, and they closed the Quakes playoff lead to a game and a half. The totals for the Lake Elsinore Storm: 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. For the Quakes, 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 5 men on base. The winning pitcher is David Pauly. He's now 7-11. Dustin Griffith takes the loss in relief. He's now 2-6. And Dale Thayer hits his 22nd, Dale Thayer gets his 22nd save of the season. Joe Abruzzo hit his 10th home run on the year for the Quakes. A 3-run shot in the ninth, but the Quakes fall short 6-4. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 35 minutes in front of a crowd of 2,350. Now for my studio coordinator tonight, John Souter. This is Jason Anapoyan, inviting you to stay tuned next for the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Again, the final score, it was the Lake Elsinore Storm 6, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 4. The postgame show is next.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball has been brought to you by Vineyard Bank, Pepsi, Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, Allstate Insurance, McDonald's, Galliano Winery, California Department of Conservation, Red Roof Inn, Fast Grain, Southern California Housing, and by Yellow Book USA. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the Anaheim Angels. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next.
One of the best golfing values in the Inland Empire. That's what they say about Goose Creek Golf Club in Mira Loma. It's every golfer's dream with the championship course designed by Schmidt & Curley. And Goose Creek Golf Club offers a practice facility, including an all-grass driving range and large putting greens. Goose Creek Golf Club is located off the 15 freeway at the Lymanite exit between the 60 and the 91 freeways. Tee it up at Goose Creek tomorrow and have a great game.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in the Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes Baseball.
Well, here at the Diamond tonight, the Storm win it by the score of 6-4. Let's run down the out-of-town scoreboard for you. We'll get to the highlights of this one in just a moment. The Angels complete a series sweep of the Yankees 4-3 as the Angels win it over New York today. Escobar the win, Kevin Brown the loss. Troy Percival his 24th save. Benji Molina hit his 9th home run for Anaheim. Gary Sheffield his 31st. Percival worked the 1-2-3-9th though for his 24th save, and the Angels win it 4-3 over the New York Yankees. Elsewhere in the American League, last scoring update we had from Comiskey, the score was the Red Sox leading the White Sox 6-5 in the top half of the 8th inning. Tampa Bay beats Oakland 2-1. That's good news for the Angels today, as the Devil Rays beat the Athletics 2-1. Elsewhere, they also got some help from Kansas City. The Angels did. Kansas City 10 and Texas 2. Elsewhere today in baseball, Seattle beats Detroit 5-3. It was Toronto over Baltimore 8-5, and Minnesota downs Cleveland 7-3. That's the American League scoreboard for you. Now to the National League out-of-town scoreboard, where the Dodgers were pounded at home today by the Braves 10-1. Jared Wright the win, Wilson Alvarez the loss. Chipper Jones hit his 22nd home run, and the Braves win today. It was an 8-run top of the second that did in the Dodgers in the 10-1 win as Atlanta pounded out 19 hits over the Dodgers. Down south at Petco Park, the Marlins beat the Padres 8-3. Carl Pavano the win. Sterling Hitchcock the loss. He's now 0-3 on the year. Mota his 3rd save for the Marlins, so the ex-Dodger coming through there for Florida. Pavano hit his 2nd for Florida. Hernandez his 11th for San Diego. 8-3, the Marlins win. The Giants were 3-1 winners over the Mets at home. Kirk Reeder the win. He's 7-9. Ginter the loss. He's 1-3. Hermanson his 5th save of the year. Odago hit his 21st for New York. Ray Durham his 13th for the Giants. Bonds his 35th, as Barry Bonds now has 693 career home runs. Elsewhere in the National League, in 10 innings, Philadelphia beats Milwaukee 9-6. It was the Cubs 11 and the Astros 6. St. Louis at home beats Pittsburgh 11-4. Montreal defeats Colorado 8-2 at Coors Field. And one other final to let you know of, Cincinnati over Arizona 11-1. Here tonight, the Quakes lose a tough one to Lake Elsinore as the Storm win the season series 14-13. We'll take a break and come back with more on the postgame show right after this.
Please leave a message.
Hi, Dad. It's me. Sorry you weren't home. I just wanted to let you know Mom and I are having a great time here in Laughlin, Nevada. We miss you a ton and can't wait to get home. But unfortunately, our tire busted. Yeah, our spare busted too, simultaneously. What are the chances of that? And also, it snowed here. Yeah, it snowed like 5 feet, and all the roads are closed. I know you've heard it's the desert here, but it's one of those snowy deserts. Not all beautiful and sunny like you've heard. So it looks like we'll have to stay for at least a couple more days. Don't worry, though. We'll keep playing the slots and water skiing and hiking and having dinner by the gorgeous river and going out dancing and stuff, if we have to. Okay, Dad. Bye-bye.
Young or old, there's a lot to do these days in Laughlin. So if you come, plan on staying a while. For more info, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card Preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
Talking you Allstate agents Bob Johnston and Diane Combs can really make a driver feel safe. When you call Bob Johnston at 946-1066 or Diane Combs at 986-1257, you get a knowledgeable insurance agent who's there when you need help, whose name is in the same book as yours, who can see if you qualify for discounts or tell you what insurance on a new car will cost. But no one has people like Allstate. Allstate Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois. Call Bob Johnston in Upland at 946-1066 or Diane Combs in Ontario at 986-1257. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Well, the Quakes dropped this one 6-4 tonight to the Lake Elsinore Storm, as it was a close one here. We'll take a 60-second break and come back and recap this one and give you some of the highlights right after this.
John, I'm some out feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Now the lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors, take a look at the other book. Artists, posters, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Dusted landscapes, sit-down mowers, benches, faulty, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, farm mail, wide web, take a look at the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
It's good to play together on the diamond, but it's even better to play together on your Xbox. When the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are not on the field, you can usually find them playing Xbox, the official gaming console of the 2004 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, with several new games for the whole family, online play with Xbox Live, and a new low price of $149. What better time than now to visit your local gaming retailer and pick up your very own Xbox? Xbox, now more than ever, it's good to play together.
Well, here tonight in Lake Elsinore, the Quakes and the Storm played to another eventful ball game where the Quakes and the Storm were playing into this one, and the winner takes the season series. And in the very first inning, the Lake Elsinore Storm were able to get on the board with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Up to the plate stepped Michael Johnson, and as Dominic Woody had McAnulty leading away from first base, Jason Sugden was in right and had a hard time with the ball coming in as Johnson was able to get the Quakes, or get the Storm, on the board. Storm, as the Quakes failed to score in the top half of the inning, they did not have too many hits in that nightcap either. The next pitch swung on, hitting the right, Sugden coming on, shading his eyes, can't get it. It deflects out to second and glances out towards center. Being sent to third is McAnulty. Now he's being sent home. Ivar's go to the plate. Not in time. McAnulty scores all the way from first base, running on 2-out contact on the ball. Down to second base goes Johnson. It is 1-0 Lake Elsinore. Well, the Storm took a 1-0 lead, and that's the way this game stayed all the way until the top of the 7th inning. It was a 1-0 Lake Elsinore lead into the 7th inning as Eric Ibar reached on a single to lead it off. Then up to the plate stepped Carlos Duncan. He popped out to first for the first out of the inning as Eric Ibar then stole second base with with David Gates at the plate. Gates flied out to right field to shallow right, as Ivar held at second base. So 2 outs, and Ivar was at second base. The Quakes, who have been scratching all night long, or had not really put together much of anything in terms of some offensive power through this ball game, as Pauly was absolutely brilliant on the night. They would send their man, Michael Napoli, up to the plate. Napoli with many clutch hits this year, and they were looking for one important one here. Napoli reaches for it, bloops that one over the first baseman, and in the right field, a base hit. Ivar's around third, coming to the plate. Here comes the throw. It is high. It's past Pagan to the backstop. Napoli is going to take second on the throw, and we are tied up at 1. So Napoli tying up the ball game at 1 there for the Quakes, and then we carried into the bottom of the 7th inning. That was the only run the Quakes got. But in the bottom of the 7th inning is where things started to fall apart for the Quakes. A lead-off single by Kervin Jacobo off of starter Dominic Woody. Then a ground ball to second with Jacobo running on the play, but stayed out of the double play. He went to second. Carter was out at first. With Jacobo at second, Bobby Meacham elected to go to the bullpen to bring in James Carroll to face Andres Pagan, a man that Carroll got out earlier in this series on Friday night, but it wasn't the case the second time around. Carroll hit Pagan, putting runners at first and second. And then up to the plate stepped Ferdinand Tejeda, and Tejeda, on the night, he was 0 for 2 at the time. He walked. That loaded the bases with 1 man out. Then with 1 out and the bases loaded, Carroll left the ball game, and the Quakes went to the bullpen to get Dustin Griffith. And with Casey Baker at the plate, 0 for 3 on the night, and the bases loaded, Griffith got a ground ball, and yet the outcome still did not fare too well for the Quakes. Griffith throws the pitch. Baker swings, pulls that one to first. It takes a backhanded hop. Abruzzo fields. He comes home, throws to the plate. Not in time. Well, it was in time, but Napoli didn't have his foot on the plate, and everybody is safe. And it is a 2-1 Storm lead. So with a 2-1 Storm lead, everybody moving up 90 feet. Then Joe Lima followed. He was hit by a pitch by Griffith. That forced in another run. That allowed Pagan to score, as Jacobo scored at the plate on the ball with Napoli. Pagan scored on the hit batsman. That made it a 3-1 Quakes lead. Paul McAnulty struck out swinging against Griffith with 2 for the second out of the inning. But then Michael Johnson came up, and he delivered a big hit in the inning for the Storm. Now Griffith throws. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pull back past Abruzzo. Down the right field line. This one's going to go down in the corner. Scoring is Tejeda. Baker scores. Here comes Lima around third. The throw to the plate. Not in time. Down the third with a triple. And a slide and 3 RBIs is Michael Johnson. And this one's been broken wide open. It is 6-1 Lake Elsinore. So right there, the triple did it into Quakes there. It was 6-1, but the Quakes looked to be headed to a possible defeat as they went out in the 8th inning after getting 2 men on. They left the 2 men on base. The game stayed 6-1 into the 9th inning, where Tucker came on and threw. On the night, David Pauly went 8 innings for his 7th win. He allowed just 1 earned run on 5 hits. He walked the batter and struck out 4. Then Tucker came up to the plate, or Tucker came on to pitch in the 9th. Carlos Duncan led off with an infield single. He moved to second on a wild pitch. David Gates flied out to right field for the first out of the inning. And then Michael Napoli stepped up to the plate, and then he walked. And Tucker was struggling through the 9th. So after a trip to the mound by Mike Harkey, up to the plate stepped Jared Abruzzo, with Dale Thayer, the closer, warming up in the bullpen for the Lake Elsinore Storm. And Abruzzo, 0 for 3 on the night, stepped up as a potential possible threat at the plate. Let's take a listen. Abruzzo, if he hits one out here, well, they're within 2. But for the Quakes, what they have to be just worried about doing is keeping guys coming up to the plate, staying as far away as you can from that final out. Here's Abruzzo. The pitch. He swings and drives a high fly ball to left. McAnulty going back. Turning, looking, and it is gone! A 3-run home run for Jared Abruzzo. His 10th home run of the season. And that 3-run home run comes true for the Quakes. They are within 2. It is 6-4 Lake Elsinore. So the Quakes within 2. Then Dale Thayer comes into the ball game, gets Adam Paskovich to fly out to center for the second out, and for the second out of the inning, then B.J. Weed steps up. B.J. Weed singles to left, and that brings up to the plate a pinch hitter in Ryan Buddy. So the Quakes managed to bring the tying run to the plate in the person of Ryan Buddy. Well, as we move now. 2-1 to count. Here's the pitch to the plate. Buddy swings and hits a big chopper back to short. To Hayda field. He throws to second. Just in time. They did Weed. A bang play on the force out at second. The ball game is over. And the Storm hold on despite a Rancho Cucamonga comeback. And these two teams playing this year to a spectacular season series. The advantage goes to the Lake Elsinore Storm, 14-13 in the season series. They win tonight's ball game 6-4 as the Quakes had the tying run at the plate in the ninth inning. So the Quakes managed to bring the tying run to the plate, but it was not to be tonight for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. They lose this one 6-4, and that'll do it here from the ballpark. Thanks to our studio coordinator tonight, John Sauter, for producing this ball game. As the Quakes will be off tomorrow, their lead cut to a game and a half in the playoff race in the California League Southern Division, as they will play Inland Empire on Wednesday night from San Bernardino. That's when we'll join you next. A 7 o'clock straight-up start on Tuesday night. Stephen Shell on the mound for the Quakes, John Huber for the 66ers. Again, for my studio coordinator tonight, John Sauter, this is Jason Anapoyan saying so long to you from the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. Again, the final score, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes drop this one to the Lake Elsinore Storm. The Storm 6, the Quakes 4. That's a final. Have a good night, everybody.
To the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in the Yellow Book, not the other book. KWRM 1370 is the radio home to the California League affiliate of the Anaheim Angels. This has been Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball.